at Roger Williams Park in Providence. Help spread awareness and understanding. Send a message that help is available and raise funds for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Register for the Northern Rhode Island Walk on September 23rd at afsp.org/northernri.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? I get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/nomadic50.
This is...
And the Boston Red Sox are the world champion.
Red Sox baseball.
It is good!
On the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
For the first time in 86 years.
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh. Catches Law Group, New England's injury law pros at catcheslaw.com.
And it's good!
Subaru of New England. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Mass Mutual. Insurance, planning, investments. Sponsored by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Shop NissanUSA.com. Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipeline.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Big Y World-Class Market. It's more than food. It's my Big Y. Buy cars for kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
Looking up, grand slam!
By Mike's Amazing, the official mayonnaise of the Boston Red Sox. Ford Trucks, official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
We're going to drive to left field. There are a couple runs way gone.
Arbella, here for good. And by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Long gone into the monster seats.
Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Holy cow!
Sponsored by Sherwin-Williams. Savings and support start day one. Unlock the Pro Advantage at swproplus.com today. Sponsored by Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Will Fleming and Lou Merlone.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Rogers Center in Toronto, Ontario, where today the Boston Red Sox play the finale of a 3-game weekend series with the Toronto Blue Jays. A 13-inning affair yesterday that ended in a loss for the Red Sox, looking to salvage this series finale. They'll hand the baseball to Nick Pivetta, and he'll be opposed by Hyun-Jin Ryu on a cloudy and overcast but very pleasant Canadian fall afternoon. Welcome into the broadcast booth at the Rogers Center with the roof sort of continuing to open up. Will Fleming and Lou Merlone. And Lou, in spite of all of the miscues, the back and forth yesterday afternoon, the Red Sox came up a little bit short. And to me, in spite of a great start from Chris Sale, it comes down to the offense. For some reason, over these last 4 or 5 days, the big hit has been a very hard thing to find for this club.
Yeah, 2 for 15 yesterday with runners in scoring position, and some games against the Yankees at doubleheader. They just can't come up with the big hit. Now they've faced some pretty good pitching last couple of nights. I mean, Bassett's throwing the ball real well for him as well, but still, there's some guys in this lineup that are struggling, that have been struggling now for a few days. So, you get some new guys in there facing that lefty Ryu, but you got to hit in scoring position. I mean, you don't want to keep being in these grinds. They just don't have the bullpen. You got to blow somebody out once in a while and give them a break.
Tristan Casas is on the injured list, so they're scrambling in the lineup. Bobby Dahlbeck comes to Boston and Toronto here today. Alex Cora told us before the ballgame Bobby Dahlbeck's going to play a lot because they don't want to push Justin Turner. And, Luke, you've been in these positions. The Merlone shuttle is a thing for a reason. I'm fascinated by the mentality of Bobby Dahlbeck here today, a guy who straight up was told by Chaim Bloom, there probably are not going to be a lot of opportunities for you at the big league level. But Bobby returns having a monster season at AAA. What do you think is in his mind here today?
Well, his mind's to show them that what he was doing down in AAA all year and hitting 269 with 33 home runs, wasn't a fluke. He comes up here for a couple more weeks and shows not just the Boston Red Sox, but everybody in the league that he can come up here and be a productive hitter with power. I mean, that's the thing. He's got like a nice 2-week sort of audition to show everybody going into the offseason who saw him pitch down in AAA, hit down in AAA, wondering if he could transfer to this big league level against big league pitchers. So he's got an opportunity to go out and do that. Now, the problem is he struck out 169 times, in 413 bats. So the strikeouts are still there, even at the AAA level. But he'll have that opportunity to go and show it.
Gets a chance today. He will bat in the 8-hole for the Red Sox. Time now, speaking of the Morgan & Morgan starting lineups, which are brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. Ceddanne Rafaela, who was embraced by his teammates yesterday, literally and figuratively, after that misplay in center field. Rafaela leads it off. He's the center fielder. And then Rob Refsnyder gets a rare start these days. He bats second. He's in left field. Justin Turner, the designated hitter, he bats third. Rafi Devers, the cleanup man. He is on an incredible heater, is Devers. He cleans up. He's the third baseman. Adam Duvall in right field batting fifth. And Pablo Reyes. You heard Alex Cora talk about his wonderful season in the pregame show. Pablo's at second base batting sixth. Trevor Story, the shortstop, bats seventh. And Dahlbeck is at first base batting eighth ahead of the catcher, Reese McGuire. For the Blue Jays, George Springer is the designated hitter today. He leads it off. Then Bo Bichette, the shortstop. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. is at first base batting third. Davis Schneider cleans up. He's at second base. Then Cameron Biggio, Matt Chapman, Kevin Kiermaier, Dalton Varsho, and Taylor Heineman rounded out for the Blue Jays. Ryu is into his warm-up routine. He's making his 10th start. Tommy John a summer ago. He has been up and down a little bit, expecting about 80 pitches from Ryu. Yet another one of these Toronto acquisitions in their starting rotation. He will see these Red Sox in the road gray uniforms. Rafaela, then Refsnyder, and Turner. That's the starting lineup, brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. Powering Possibilities is brought to you by Comcast Business. Complete connectivity, cybersecurity, internet, and mobile, all from one provider. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. I think there's a real possibility for another big fly from Rafi Devers. He's going that well these days. So the Red Sox are ready to go. Ceddanne Rafaela with the yellow batting gloves digs into the right-handed batter's box. Hyunjin Ryu winds, he throws, and Rafaela takes a curveball for a strike on the outside corner. And we're underway.
69-mile-an-hour curveball from Ryu. The fastball is going to sit around 88, 90. Fastball, changeup, cutter, big slow curve.
Here's Rafaela swinging and fouling one back. We get underway at 1:38. We get to play the Fahrenheit to Celsius transition with Lou Merlone. It is 68 degrees Fahrenheit today. The 0-2 to Rafaela is a soft ground ball toward third. If it's fair, he's going to have a hit. It is a foul ball. Now that, to me, is a bad call. I think Chapman gloved the ball right in front of the third base bag. It's called a foul ball, and it's 0-2.
A lot of hesitation there. Trip Gibson behind the dish before it gets to the base. He's making this call.
Like, that's awful, isn't it?
It bounced on the line, but I think he touched it before the bag in foul territory. But
oh, it's all right. Rafaela now has a chance to leave the building. It's 0-2. Leading off the game, Ryu into his wind, he throws, and Ceddanne drives one into right field. Line drive sinking, and a diving play by Kevin Biggio. Wow, these Blue Jays have been spectacular defensively, and Rafaela hit one down the line, and Biggio a head-first sliding, diving play to take extra bases away from Rafaela.
It's a beautiful play by Biggio out in right field. get some time out there, mainly that second baseman. He's playing Rafael a little shallow, kind of right field, maybe not so much pop to the right field side, but he got a great break on this ball. I didn't think he was going to get to it.
Here's Rob Refsnyder, who has not seen the field much lately. Strike to him with a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. So 68 degrees Fahrenheit, Lou.
86. Don't we just flip it around?
I think 86 Celsius would be like 400 degrees. Here's a fastball that misses outside. It's 1-1.
I'm going to go to it's either 19 or 20.
There you go. 20 degrees Celsius here today. Room temperature, Nick Mairano tells us, is the 1-1 pitch to Refsnyder. Swung on and missed. A changeup from Ryu. It is 1-2. Lou, this pitcher, Hyunjin Ryu, at times has been one of the dominant starters from the left side in the game. Here's the 1-2 to Refsnyder. He worked so quickly, and a fastball swung on and missed. He is gone, is Refsnyder. 2 down. He's working his way back from Tommy John. What do you see when you look at the numbers from Ryu?
Oh, 36-year-old Ryu. I mean, like you said, 8 starts, had Tommy John, but been throwing the ball real well, 2.93 ERA, and kind of just really mixing in everything, right? 4-seam cutter, sinker, changeup, curveball. Keeps guys off balance. They haven't really had him healthy other than just for one season in that final year of this deal.
Here's Justin Turner. He takes a strike on a curveball in the outside corner.
But he's such a different look from the rest of this rotation. You know, it's right-handed dominant for the most part. You get Kikuchi, but he's a different guy. That slow curveball really keeps guys off balance. 69. That's tough to stay back on that.
He's facing his former teammate Justin Turner here. He throws a fastball that misses outside. And it's 1-1.
He's another guy trying to finish here strong, show that he is healthy. He's 36, final year of his deal. I know he's out in the free agent market.
1-1 pitch is popped up back of home plate, and it'll make the seats by plenty. 1-2. We're in the Safe Light Auto Glass part of the order. For every home run hit by Red Sox batters 3 through 6, Safe Light donates $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. The roof is open, CN Tower off on the right field side. Cloudy sky, but a beauty in Toronto. Guerrero at first base with Schneider at second, Bichette at short, and Chapman at third. The 1-2 is fouled off. Straight back, and Turner battling again. In the outfield, Kiermaier in center. Biggio made the great play, diving in right field, and Dalton Varsho is in left. Busy day throughout all of Big League Baseball. Get you caught up as we go. The 1-2 is fouled off on the first base side. Tampa Bay is again in Baltimore. It was a hit parade for the Orioles last night, but so far early, right away in the first inning, the Rays have a 1-0 lead in Baltimore. What a race it is in the AL East. The 1-2 to Turner. That's a curveball that Justin hoped was a ball. It is. He was fooled by that pitch. It's outside, and it's 2-2.
Gotta stay back on that big thing. 69, slow. Be out in front of it. Hopefully he can hang it. You kind of hook it into left field.
Here's the 2-2. And it is hooked into left field, but it'll hang up for Varsho. In front of the warning track, he's there to make the play. And the inning is over. Red Sox retired in order. Nick Pivetta to the mound. Springer, Bichette, and Guerrero. Scoreless game after half an inning. On the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Why?
Why? If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this
Why?
a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? I get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/NoMagic50.
Suicide is something that affects all of us, and we can all play a part in saving lives. Make a difference in your community by walking out of the darkness with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention on Saturday, September 23rd at Roger Williams Park in Providence. Help spread awareness and understanding, send a message that help is available, and raise funds for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Register for the Northern Rhode Island Walk on September 23rd at afsp.org/NorthernRI.
You got a good one.
The Rich Keefe Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Nick Pivetta is on the mound. In Toronto, the first pitch to George Springer is a fastball right there for strike one. Red Sox retired in order in the top of the first, and now Pivetta on the mound for the 36th time, his 14th start, 9-9 with a 4.56 ERA. 0-1 pitch to Springer is crushed high into left field, but it hangs up. Refsnyder in front of the warning track is there with plenty of room. Big league fly ball. And there's one away. Lou, Pivetta has sort of revitalized himself. He's found a home first in the bullpen, now back in the starting rotation. What to you has been the key to Pivetta becoming himself again?
Yeah, I think it's been a slider. I mean, he's talked about it a lot. Cora's talked about it a lot. You know, Nick was always a guy that was fastball up, curveball down. Like, this is how he lived. And the slider now just gives a hitter a different look. Got something else to think about.
Bo Bichette, the hitter, he drives one into left field, but Refsnyder there again, this time onto the warning track. He's there to make the play. 2 down. So and a little east-west is the difference.
Yeah, and he's getting swings and misses. Now it's slider, sweeper, whatever. It takes a little bit off of one more than the other, so he varies the speed of it as well. You know, we got, I think it was 28 swings on it last time out against the Yankees, and 14 were swing and miss. You know, so now the hitter, all of a sudden, he's got the whole other side of the plate now to mess around with. And the hitter's got to worry about something going away from him, not just north and south.
Here's Vlad Guerrero Jr., 3 pitches and 2 outs. He takes the fastball from Pivetta inside for ball 1. Bobby Dahlbeck is the first baseman. Pablo Reyes at second. Trevor Story at short. Devers at third. Rafaela in center. Duvall in right. And Refsnyder, as you know, in left. The 1-0 is popped on the right side. Dahlbeck looks back. Reyes comes over. And Bobby is there with the shades on to make the play. How about 5 pitches for Nick Pivetta in the first inning? Scoreless after 1. We're eager to get to Texas, apparently. Scoreless after 1 on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Life can get hectic. Wouldn't you love to retreat from the noise? Take a breath. Visit Malvern Retreat House, the nation's largest Catholic retreat house located in Chester County. Surround yourself in God's beauty while you step back, reflect, and recharge. Malvern Retreat House hosts men's and women's retreats, plus couples retreats, spiritual direction, recovery retreats, and more. For retreat information, go to malvernretreat.com. Retreat from the noise. Hear God's voice.
Those old stone walls across Rhode Island's countryside always captured your attention. And today, as a landscaper, you continue to craft that same beauty by laying one stone at a time, which is also why you choose Bank Rhode Island. Because with the straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank committed to craft a better banking experience, one customer at a time. It's banking well-crafted from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When picking a commerce platform, you have 2 choices.
Oh, you piece of...
Or...
Yeah!
That's the sound of selling on Shopify, the commerce platform that supercharges your selling, online and in person. Why battle inferior platforms' weak tools?
You...
And limited integrations.
Would have helped to know this.
Join the millions of businesses growing on Shopify and ignite your selling.
Less, more...
Start your free trial today at shopify.com/Odyssey free. Shopify.com/Odyssey free.
Ask your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI. Now back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Rafi Devers leading off the top of the second. He takes the first pitch strike. He is not happy with that call, this Rafi. Trip Gibson, the home plate umpire. Devers very rarely does that. He just looked at the home plate umpire and said, "Really?" It's 0-1. The pitch is outside with a fastball, and it's 1-1. Lou, Alex Cora told me in the pregame show that Devers has had a great year, that we're probably overreacting. The 1-1 is a curveball low to him. It's 2-1. Be that as it may, inconsistent, up and down, I remain convinced that Devers is still adapting to being the alpha male in this lineup. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. A big rip, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, and I would agree with you. And yeah, I think people get really defensive. When the guy's got 32 home runs and 97 RBIs. Like, he's having a good year. There's no question about it. 274.
2-2 is up and in.
But the thing is, I would just go back to and say, well, okay, so you think this is who he is? Like, so this is who he is? Now, he's an OPS of a guy in about, 840 range, 270 hitter, and I think most people would say, no, there's more there.
3-2 is on the ground to the left side, and that is backhanded by Bichette. Leaping throw to first, not nearly in time, and an infield hit for Devers. Again, the other way is a winner for Devers. He's got an infield hit that begins the second inning.
Yeah, it's good to see. Just kind of staying, especially with this lefty. Ryu's going to have that curveball, that cutter. He's not going to overpower you with a fastball, and to kind of just continue to stay with that left center approach. That's what you're looking for. But I think when you look at Rafi's career, you look at 19 and see that 916 OPS. You look at 21 with the 890 OPS, and you're like, okay, that's where I think he lives. I don't think he's a 850, 860 guy. I think there's more there.
Here's Adam Duvall, who takes first pitch curveball for strike one. Rafi's got the pants at the knees, which he very rarely does. He shows the red stockings. He's leading at first. I love his dynamic with Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Two of them, real personalities. Here's a drive down the left field line. Fair trouble, and it is a fair ball inside the line. Devers heads to third. It is out of play, an automatic double, and Adam Duvall yanks one down the line, and the Red Sox have him at second and third with nobody out.
Oh, that's good to see from Duvall, because he's been kind of one of the guys we were talking about. He just broke up an 0 for 27 right now, and he's a guy that obviously was really hot here a couple weeks ago, and since then has struggled to find a hit. Here he does, gets a little double down the line, a little hanging breaking ball. He stays back and drives it in that down the line for a double. It's nice.
Here's Pablo Reyes, right-handed hitter. He fouls it off, almost smoked Trevor Story in the on-deck circle. I'll tell you this, clearly Tyler Heineman and Hyun-Jin Ryu were not out here yesterday when Adam Duvall, working off the pitching machine, was launching one curveball after another into the seats in left field. Here's the 0-1 to Reyes, and that is right there, a fastball. And just before Pablo can blink his eyes, it's 0-2.
Yeah, he sort of sneaks that in there, doesn't he? 89. It just looks harder, right? Because he's a big changeup curveball. Everything's kind of lives in that 70 to 78 range. And then when 89 sneaks in on the inside black, it looks like 100.
0-2 to Pablo. He is brushed back with a fastball. I'm with you, Lou. I've really become quite enamored with Pablo Reyes, the player. He does a lot of things that help the team win.
He really does. He gives you a good at-bat, nice little short stroke. He stays on stuff. Defensively, he's fine. Plays multiple positions. Good athlete, can run.
Second and third, nobody out. 1-2 to Pablo. He stands out of the right-handed batter's box. Last year, Ryu limited to 6 starts. Before that, 31 in 2021, 169 innings, 4.37 ERA. The 1-2 to Pablo is a chopper to the left side. Devers breaks for home, and the throw there is in time. They got him. Second and third, Devers moves on contact. Bo Bichette slings it home, and there's one away. What say you, Lou Merlone?
Listen, I'm going on contact all day, every day on this ball. It's a chopper. The infield is back, but Devers hesitates. When this ball is hit, and that little hesitation kind of cost him at the plate. Even worse, you have Duvall on second. He runs past this ball. He knows it's going on contact, and when Bichette throws the ball home, Duvall goes back to second. Like, there's going to be a play at the plate. You can cruise into third, at least create a first and third situation with one out, but instead he stayed at second base. Some hesitation on the bases. He already costing the Sox.
Here's Trevor Story, first and second. Now one down. He drives one into center field, but it's going to hang up. Kiermaier is there to make the play. And just like that, 2 down. Lou, how does this get better? I mean, the Red Sox, we got to be fair about it, all year long have just been a bad base running team. How does that improve?
I mean, it's got to come down to a focus, for individual players. It's got to be, the game needs to be talked about a little bit more, maybe, as far as what you're thinking on the base paths. The infield is back, and it's a chopper hit to shortstop. If it's a one hopper, I might understand it, but a chopper, to me, it's like you score on that all day long. But he actually paused and read the hop and then continued. And Bo saw that and threw the ball home. They saw the hesitation.
So here's Bobby Dahlbeck, 2 on, 2 out. Pitch to him is outside, a fastball.
But again, Duvall was past the point. I actually thought it was bad base running by Duvall because I thought Bichette was got him out at third base easily. But instead, Duvall, Bichette went home. Duvall should be standing on third, maybe scoring on that sac fly.
1-0 is a strike. I agree with you. When the play unfolded, I thought, oh my, they're going to throw Duvall out at third.
Yeah.
And if he does, that's a better play than what happened.
Yeah. At least he would have got the run in.
1-1 to Dahlbeck, who had a monstrous year in AAA. 33 home runs down there. The pitch to him is skied high into right field. Biggio, with the shades on in front of the warning track, is there to make the play. What a frustrating inning that is for the Red Sox. They got second and third with nobody out and do not score. To the bottom of the second we go. Scoreless in the Shaw's and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day your daughter will be able to simulate a soccer match against some of the world's best players right from your backyard. Get gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Internet delivered through Cox's hybrid fiber coax network. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions apply.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? I get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/nomagicfifty.
Your entree into the restaurant business began in your home kitchen, and today your cafe's success continues with a well-crafted menu and a staff committed to add an extra touch, which is also why you chose Bank Rhode Island. Because with a straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank that's just as committed to add that extra touch. It's banking, well-crafted, from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Davis Schneider, cult hero, leads it off for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the second. We are scoreless. Nick Pivetta needed 5 pitches to get through the first. His opening salvo in the second is a curveball for strike one to Davis Schneider, who's got an 11.02 OPS in his 19th big league game. 0-1 is just inside. A check swing. Schneider did hold up, and it's 1-1.
One of the things, too, out in that bullpen, it's more of a everything you got mentality for Nick as far as that fastball, living at 95, 96. Carries that over now as a starter.
1-1 strike. The pitch is chopped to third. Rather to shortstop. Story backhands, throws to first. Picked out nicely by Dahlbeck. And there's one away. We take 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI Studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Bridget Prue back at the flagship station WEEI. Nick Majorano, one of the true greats, even if he's a pain in the neck sometimes, here at the Rogers Center, as Kevin Biggio takes a pitch from Pivetta that misses low, a curveball, and it's 1-0. Biggio has really gotten hot at the plate. Michaels' bat on the left side. The 1-0 is a foul ball on the third base side. He tried to stop his swing, could not, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, a lot of times we face this Blue Jays team, and Biggio's in there at second base, and it's never really that offensive presence. You know, you're not worried about the hitting, and he's been swinging it here lately.
1-1 is a curveball low. 2-1.
Including a big one last night, pinch hitting there late in that game. Going to end up scoring that tying run, that Varsho triple.
Play him to pull on the infield. 2-1 from Pivetta. He's ready. He throws, and that's a strike on the outside corner with a curveball. And it's 2-2.
Just look at his last 11 games, hitting .313. He was hitting fifth. First game here. Playing second base, kind of showing how they feel about him lately.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Foul back. I was wondering what you were doing. How do you know that he hit .313 in his last 11 games?
Little game logs.
So you highlight it, you're dragging your finger down the screen.
Beautiful little reference. Kind of just look at it and just hit that. And let's see, I don't know, last 15 games hitting .308.
2-2 is up the middle. On the right side, Pablo backhands, he'll have no play. It'll be an infield hit. Add that to the game logs. Biggio with a 1-out single.
Yeah, Reyes, I don't know, I think off the bat, he didn't really see this well. The swing looked like more like a hook it in the hole between first and second, and there was a little hesitation as he went for this ball up the middle. Story was already kind of ranged over there as well, but Reyes, if he had gloved this thing, got rid of it quick, I'm still not sure he would have got Biggio. It was hit pretty slowly up the middle.
Here is Matt Chapman, who's been an enigma. He swings and misses at a fastball, and it's 0-1. 96 from Pivetta. Lou, I'm fascinated by Pivetta's evolution this year because literally for the first 6 weeks of the season, he was the worst pitcher in the game by the numbers as the 0-1 misses in the dirt. He went to the bullpen. He's been mentored by Chris Martin. Alex Cora gave him a stern talking to. And since then, he has settled in. He has challenged himself, and he's been a monster.
He's been fantastic. A lot of it is just a mentality of attacking with power fastballs.
1 on, 1 out. The 1-1 is a little bit outside to Chapman.
You're right. Early in the year as a starter, I don't think anybody got hit as hard as he did. You know, barrel rate, hard hit rate, you name it. Went out in that bullpen, kind of changed the mentality. I'm going to come out here for an inning or two, give everything I got, throw the ball hard, attack hitters. But I do think the evolution of the sliders changed everything.
2-1 is a strike on the outside corner.
And it's really become a swing and miss pitch. You know, the curveball is a tough pitch to just live with, right? Because if you throw it for a strike, it's so big, you got to hang it. You know, and you can't always live below the zone because some guys will spit on it.
2-2 to Matt Chapman. The pitch is ripped foul down the left field side.
27 games. You know, since he got moved to that bullpen, he's got a 3.72 ERA. And guys are hitting a .192.
Like the 3.72 is inflated by a couple bad outings.
Yes.
Most of the time, he's been absolutely dominant.
Yes.
Scoreless in the second. 1 on, 1 out. 2-2 to Matt Chapman, who's in a real offensive funk. Pitch to him is grounded inside the third base bag. Fair ball and trouble. Over to the corner goes Refsnyder. To third comes Biggio. Chapman into second with a 1-out double. Perfectly placed, and the Blue Jays are in business here in the second.
Yeah, he's throwing a couple of sliders now. And right now, it hasn't been that effective for him. This was a hard one. This was 90-mile-an-hour slider that stayed in a half. Didn't really move much, almost like a cutter. That's throwing that slider his way too hard. We'd like to see that in the 84-85 range, moving away to get that swing and miss to righties.
So here now Kevin Kiermaier with the infield in second and third. A fastball misses in for ball 1. You're talking about the curveball combo from Pivetta. Slider being a huge addition for him. Kiermaier 8 homers, 34 driven in. The 1-0 is outside. McGuire throws to third. Not nearly in time. Biggio back with a head-first dive. It reminds me a little bit of Matt Barnes, where when hitters know a curveball is the only breaking pitch coming, and it matches with a four-seam fastball, it's just up and down. That's all you look for.
It was baseball for a couple years, up and down. That's it.
2-0, the pitch is swung on a miss. Now that's another curveball that's really good on the outside corner, 2-1.
Well, the curveball is still good. It's not like it just wasn't good anymore. It was just hard pitch to just live with. And this slider's kind of taken over as far as usage goes.
2-1, Pivetta stands tall on the mound. He throws, and a drive into deep left field. Back on it, Refsnyder at the warning track in front of the wall. He's there to make the play. Plenty deep enough to score. Biggio tagging at second and heading to third is Matt Chapman. So a run scores. The Blue Jays take a lead, 1-0. And aggression moves Chapman to third with 2 down.
Well, you had in a situation where you had second and third, nobody out. It's some questionable base running, kind of ran you out of a run. And here, the Blue Jays, they have second and third with 1 out. Kiermaier does his job. Chapman does a nice job of tagging up from second base as well.
So the Blue Jays get the game's first run, and here is Red Sox killer Dalton Varsho. He's just done enormous damage against Boston all year long. Runner at third with 2 down. The pitch is low. Varsho in the Herb Chambers batting order, which in this third inning is brought to you by Herb Chambers Genesis of Auburn. It's the bottom of the second. Beg your pardon. Pablo and Trevor way back on the infield. They're playing this left-handed hitter to pull. The 1-0 is a strike on the outside corner. Really nice curveball. And it's 1-1.
He's got the curveball going right now. He's going to have to find this slider. Doesn't really have a feel for it right now. He's throwing it on average 89, 90 miles an hour, way too hard.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Swing and a miss, elevated fastball. So you think he's doing too much with the slider right now?
Throwing it too hard. Yeah, he's throwing it too hard. Listen, he's got one. He's going to get down to 83 or so. That's a real big swing and miss, 86. But 89, 90. Saw that one, the Chapman. It was just like a little cutter more than anything.
1-0 Jays. 1-2. The pitch is strike 3 called. Fastball on the outside corner. Pivetta lost track of the count and the outs. He's standing on the mound wondering what just happened. Well, he fans Varsho and the inning is over. The Blue Jays do take a lead. 1-0 after 2 on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this
Why?
a lot. Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
Those old stone walls across Rhode Island's countryside always captured your attention. And today, as a landscaper, you continue to craft that same beauty by laying one stone at a time, which is also why you choose Bank Rhode Island. Because with the straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank committed to craft a better banking experience, one customer at a time. It's banking well crafted from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? I get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
Red Sox Review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
Reese McGuire is going to lead it off in the top of the third inning. Red Sox trailing the Blue Jays 1-0 as Hyun-Jin Ryu is ready to go. Flatty yucking it up with the first base umpire and Kyle Hudson as Ryu throws and McGuire takes a fastball for strike 0-1. It's amazing, isn't it, Lou, the more you watch this beautiful game of baseball, how much the little things that don't necessarily show up in a box score do add up. Here's the 0-1, and that's a fastball outside 1-1. The Blue Jays ran the bases better than the Red Sox, and that's why they have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it's hard enough to play this game and score runs and execute pitches.
1-1, swing and a miss by a lot by McGuire, 1-2.
You execute pitches, plays aren't made behind you. Or, you go out there and you swing the bats, and it's just simple. Second and third, infield back, ground ball to short, guy in third usually scores. Man on second holds where he is, out at first. And instead, you got some hesitation and bad base running, and
1-2 is outside to McGuire.
And every run counts. You saw last night, we went 13 innings.
4 hours and 1 minute yesterday. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Reese McGuire. 1-0 Jays. Clouds have parted. The sun is out here north of the border. The 2-2. Swinging a line drive into center field. That's a base hit. Hanging curveball. McGuire ripped it, and he's got a leadoff single to begin the third.
It was a good swing from McGuire. Mentioned that curveball slow. Got to stay back. Thought Duvall do it earlier, but this from the left side now, and McGuire, big curveball, ends up outer third, actually off the plate. May have been a strike, but he's so far out in front of it, stays through it, barrels this thing up the middle.
Near. Now Rafaela. Right-handed hitter was robbed by Biggio on a liner to right his first time. Ryu throws and Cedon swings and fouls one to the mitt of the catcher Heineman. Strike one. Injury report presented by Catches Law Group, New England's personal injury pros. Really not a lot to report today, although Tristan Casas will get imaging on his right shoulder. Here's the pitch to Rafaela. It misses in the dirt, 1-1, and Alex Cora said they just hold their breath, hope it's nothing substantial and long-term, and that he can maybe even finish the season with the big league club. In worst-case scenario, just get into a relaxing offseason. 1-1. Rafaela grounds it to third, and that is a fair ball off of Chapman's glove. Over to third goes McGuire. Cedon Rafaela into second base with a double, and here we go again. The Red Sox have him at second and third.
Well, I got to get a look at this one here because Heineman really jumped up behind home plate. Chapman dives with this ball right over that bag. There was some hesitation from Jacob Matz, the third base coach, a third base umpire, I should say. See Rafaela hit this ball down the line. That's a fair ball. Yeah, that one right over the corner of the bag as Chapman hit it. They will not look at it. A little second and third. Now see if we can kind of finish this thing off. Get some runs in.
Rob Refsnyder, the hitter. The Blue Jays will concede at least one run. They play the infield back. Refsnyder struck out swinging his first time here. He takes outside for ball one.
Well, we saw what happened last time they had the infield back. And that's the thing. You hit a chopper to short. It should be an automatic run. Unless you kind of get a late read on it, and then the shortstop's aware of it and throws you out like we saw last inning.
Second and third, the 1-0 is way, way, way outside, and it's 2-0 to Rob Refsnyder.
This type of guy, too, though, you really can't come out of your shoes on, right? I mean, he's just like old school kind of lefty. He's 89, 90. He'll probably try to cut something in on you, maybe fade a little changeup down and away.
2-0 to Refsnyder. The pitch is high in the air into shallow left center field. Coming in, Varsho, and it is not nearly deep enough to score the run. McGuire will not try it. And productive out, one away. That's interesting. I want you to elaborate on that a little bit, Lou. So, soft tosser a little bit. He mixes, he matches, he spins the curveball. He's ready to go with the changeup. As a hitter, you're saying that you can tend to get a little over anxious and then get caught off guard?
Well, right there was a 2-0 changeup. And Refsnyder was out in front of it and hit a lazy fly ball to left. So he's one of those guys we can, some of these guys 95, 96, and you're like, all right, 2-0 maybe, 1-0 first pitch. I'm thinking dead red here. I can come out of my shoes. With this guy, everything fades on his fastball. He cuts it. He's changeup.
Here's Justin Turner. He grounds one to third, backhanded by Chapman. He throws to first in time. So now the Red Sox had second and third for the second straight inning with nobody out, and now there are two away. Lou, coming into this game, the Red Sox were 5 for their last 58 with runners in scoring position. 5 for 58, and now they're 0 for 5 here today.
That's one of those two. I know Reese McGuire is not a fast guy, but it's like second and third. That's predetermined. Are we going contact or not? Or are we seeing it through? I mean, the infield's back. Rafaela's on second. To me, that's contact with one out all day.
Here's Rafi Devers. He takes a pitch up and in, ball one.
And Ace Chapman, McGuire, once again, doesn't run well. He might be able to catch that ball, maybe take a step, and probably in foul territory.
But with 2 outs, you still got first and second and 2 outs.
Exactly. That's contact, second and third, 1 out.
1-0 to Devers. The pitch is outside, 2-0. It's all situational. It's about how many outs there are, where guys are on bases.
And, we talk about coaches, and Febles is over there. Rafi Devers, some hesitation gets thrown out at home, and it's like, what's Febles doing at third? Man, I tell you, going on contact, and it's up to the base runner to sit there and make a read. It's the big leagues.
See if Rafi can make all of this moot, but first, Tyler Heineman is out to the mound.
And I don't know what the call was here, second and third with McGuire, but, it's still instincts on a baseball player. And you could be on third base and they say, listen, you're going to go on contact. And contact is made and you don't go. Yeah, to me, that's not in the coach. So it's got to be on, the player's got to take some accountability because, quite frankly, he could have 2 runs on the board right now.
It's not a hard hit ground ball. And even if you go, you got first and second with 2 outs.
And Rafi's at third, Rafaela, so it's first and third.
Here's the 2-0, and that is a strike to Devers, and he's looking to the heavens. I don't blame him. That right there is a changeup that Rafi normally murders, but he takes it for a strike, and it's 2-1. Ryu against Devers has had a lot of success. 2-1 is inside, curveball, and it's 3-1. Actually, Rafi is now 4 for 10 against him. I retract my previous statement. Devers does have a home run against this left-handed pitcher, and I would expect him to look for something to unload on right here. 3-1. The pitch is high with a fastball, ball 4, and now the bases are loaded for Adam Duvall. Isn't it amazing, Lou, how 2 things about Rafi. When he walks and when he goes the other way, he's locked in, and he's doing both those things right now.
Yeah, he's kind of it's just a really nice approach. You know what I mean? And I felt like during the year there was some frustration, some early swing and miss, and I get it. But where he's been now recently, the last few weeks, is kind of where you'd love to see him live. The power will come with it.
Here is Duvall, who doubled his first time. He takes strike 1 in the outside corner. McGuire opened the inning with a single, then Rafaela doubled. He's still at second. McGuire at third with Devers at first. 2 down in the third. 1-0 Toronto. Ryu is ready. He throws, and a swing and a foul off the end of the bat. And Duvall's in an 0-2 hole. Diesel Direct question of the day brought to you by Diesel Direct. Remind you to stop wasting time at the pump. Get on-site fuel with Diesel Direct. Results coming in the 7th inning. We'll get you that question in just a moment here. 0-2. Ryu's jersey whipping in the wind. He steps off the back of the mound. Red Sox left too many ducks on the pond this week, says Sox Booth. What's your favorite baseball slang? That's the question today.
Whoa.
Give you the choices in a moment. 0-2 is fouled off at his feet. All right, so here's the choices. Ducks on the pond, chin music, frozen rope, or other.
Some of my favorites you really can't say on the air. And that's why they're some of my favorites. I don't know about ducks on a pond.
I'm going to ask you to rhyme some words for some of your favorites. 0-2 with the bases loaded. The pitch is high in the air into shallow right field. And the Red Sox, for the second time in 3 innings, are not going to score when they have second and third and nobody out. Biggio makes the play. Disappointment continues. 5 for their last 64 are the Red Sox with runners in scoring position. They leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Toronto in the Shaws and Star Market. WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Why?
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this
Why?
a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/nomagicfifty.
Your entree into the restaurant business began in your home kitchen, and today your cafe's success continues with a well-crafted menu and a staff committed to add an extra touch, which is also why you chose Bank Rhode Island. Because with a straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank that's just as committed to add that extra touch. It's banking, well-crafted, from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? I get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Tyler Heineman, the left-handed hitting catcher, leads it off in the bottom of the third for the Blue Jays. He takes a fastball from Pivetta outside. That is ball one. Heineman, Springer, and Bichette. Herb Chambers batting order. Pivetta throws 1-0. Strike on the outside corner. Brought to you by Herb Chambers, Porsche Boston, and Porsche Burlington. Pivetta could not work himself out of a second and third jam in the second inning. Twice Ryu has had second and third, nobody out, and yet the Red Sox have not scored as Heineman swings at a fastball inside, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, that stuff kind of snowballs too, as we saw with this team. Sometimes it's you get in that situation, it's like, man, we can't score, guy get on third, nobody out. And as a hitter, you try to do too much, because your team is struggling. You want to be the guy to have that big hit. And because of that, maybe you get out of your approach. Refschneider's sitting there 2-0, got in front of a changeup.
1-2, Pivetta throws, and a breaking ball down and in. I think people listening at home can relate to this a little bit, Lou, where if you just try to relax and do less, it can happen more easily for you. 2-2, the pitch is a check swing. He definitely went around. No, says the third base umpire, Jacob Metz. I thought that was a swing, but called a check, and it's 3-2.
Wow, I'm with you there.
Counterintuitive to try to harness your athletic ability and calm down. 3-2 pitch is fouled straight back, but I think that's one of the reasons that baseball is the best game in the world, where it's an individual endeavor, Lou, but it surely seems to me, having watched as many games as we have, it's contagious, and when you do it as a collective unit, everything you do individually is easier. 3-2 pitch is ripped into right field, but it hangs up to his right. Duvall is there to make the play, one away.
I'd say that one of the hardest things to understand in baseball, because it's such a results-driven league, what matters is your numbers at the end of the year, what matters if you win or lose. It's hard to tell yourself to stop worrying about the result and stop being more concerned about the process, because that's the only way you can stay sane, for 162 games. I'm going to worry about what I do in the box, worry about my routine.
Here's Springer, who fouls it off on the first base side.
And when you start worrying about the process, it's weird because the results usually come, which is the big goal, right?
1-0 Blue Jays in the bottom of the third. But how hard is it as a hitter, as Pavetta's ready with the 0-1, That's outside. 2 hit line drives that are caught all the time. How do you get over that?
Right. So I'm just saying, you're second and third, we're not scoring. I got to get these guys in. No. You don't have to get these guys in. You have to have a good approach to play.
Find the right pitch to hit.
You have to stick with what you're doing. Look for think about what your plan is against this guy.
1-1 is high here to shallow right field. Pablo Reyes, the second baseman, is there. He makes the play, and they're 2 down.
And that's the hard part. It's like, okay, it's 2-0. Forget about getting these guys in. What's he going to do to me right now? What do I want to do? I want to stay right center. Maybe he comes to that cutter in. Give him that one, but look for that changeup, that sinker down and away. That way, if he hangs that curveball, I can hit it to the left. And then when you stick with that approach and that mindset, the results usually do follow.
Here's Bo Bichette, right-handed hitter with 2 down and the base is empty. He sells out, fouls the first pitch, slider straight back to the screen, 0-1.
Man, he comes out of his shoes, doesn't he, in the first pitch?
I got to tell you, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, he's fun.
2 down, bases empty, 1-0 Blue Jays in the third. The pitch is ripped foul in right field line. I told him today. It'd be really fun seeing the 2 words Red Sox on your chest. He smiled.
He's got, 1 year left next year?
Una más. 0-2, the pitch. Ground ball to short. Story's got it on the second hop. Plants throws in time, and the inning is over. Nick Pavetta's been good today. Through 3, 1-0 Blue Jays in the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day, your daughter will be able to simulate a soccer match against some of the world's best players right from your backyard. Get gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Internet delivered through Cox's hybrid fiber coax network. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions apply.
Before Shopify, were you wondering, where are my sales at? Now you're selling with Shopify, the global commerce platform supercharging your selling. You have no problem selling online, in person, on social media, and beyond. Gary, easy on the cha-ching.
Oh, sorry, but my Shopify sales are through the roof.
Start selling with Shopify today and discover how millions of businesses around the world use Shopify to ignite their selling. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/Odyssey free. Shopify.com/Odyssey free.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? I get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
Gresh and Fourier, weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
On to the 4th week go. Pablo Reyes to lead it off against Ryu, and the first pitch is fouled on the first base side, high in the air. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. behind the coach's box is there to make the play, and on one pitch, Pablo is out, number 1.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a little more of that, too. I know pop fly to first base, but guy's hitting 467 off his first pitch.
Wow.
After that, he's been pretty good. He's thrown the ball real well here so far in these 8 starts.
Here now, Trevor Story, pitch to him, is a strike. What's that number again? 476 on the first pitch?
467
Ooh.
This year on the first pitch, and basically it's about $180 afterwards.
A lot of get me in. Here's the 0-1, and that is fouled straight back, 0-2. In your day, Lou, when you played, was that kind of stuff available to you?
Yeah, that stuff was. It was much more simplified. It was more tendencies, 1-0, 2-0, 2 strikes. It was just more of like, what's the pitch he's going to get me out on? And, this guy's got a change up, and then you see like 70%, 1-0, 2-0, something like that. It kind of gives you a little insight of how he approached it. There was some video. Nothing like it is today.
VHS tapes. The 0-2 to Story is down and in.
Don't even laugh. You're fast forwarding, rewinding.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
How much it's improved.
Yep.
I actually think in some ways we've gone too far. Like, you want all the data. The 1-2 pitch is softly grounded on the third base side foul, but I've heard so many coaches and managers talk about how it drives them crazy, and I would tend to agree, where hitters are not watching the pitcher anymore. All they do is have their at-bat, and then they sit on the bench in the dugout and look at the iPad the whole time. Like my son on an airplane. The 1-2 pitch is high with a fastball 2-2.
Yeah, there is a touch of that, right? Kind of got away from watching this guy and on a given night, and all of a sudden you look up and go, by the way, he really didn't throw his curveball. Yeah, because he didn't have it. See, the first couple innings, he didn't have it and got away from it, and it's like if you watch.
2-2 to Story as a curveball ripped to third on one hop. Chapman bobbles, picks it up, throws to first, not nearly in time. That'll be a base hit, I think, for Story. I'll tell you what, Chapman, who's been spectacular for his whole career, whether it's the offense going to the field, he is not the same guy this series at third base.
No, he hasn't. This ball kind of cuffs him a little bit. Story's out in front of this off speed, and it bounces in front and keeps his body, kind of jumps up off his feet a little bit. That ball came up on him.
They scored it.
Yeah, but it hits him kind of right in that chest. He can't glove it and get a hand on it. I think that's the right call.
Here's Bobby Dahlbeck. Pitch to him is outside, ball one. But just to dig a little deeper on that, Lou, I mean, the main thing is hitters have all this data and information. There's an army of stat guys and analysts and sabermetricians figuring out what a pitcher is likely to do as the 1-0 to Dahlbeck's a strike in the outside corner. So they're given all these films and videos of pitchers. But that is the past. The present today is what matters most for what a guy has working.
Yeah. We'll come to the park with the same stuff every day.
1-1 is ripped into left field. That's down for a base hit for Dahlbeck. Second to third goes Trevor Story. The throw is there, but not nearly in time. A head first slide for Trevor. Bobby D delivers, and here we go again. Red Sox with men in scoring position, first and third with one down.
It's nice to see Dahlbeck. We were talking about the year he had down in AAA. He had 269. He had 33 home runs. Really never had an opportunity to come back up here. Guys like Justin Turner, Tristan Casas got going. Those are pretty much two spots where you'd say, okay, if something happened, either one of them, you would see him. It hasn't up to this point. And he gets an opportunity maybe to come up here the last couple of weeks and show not just this organization, but others, that what he was doing in AAA was real.
Here's Reese McGuire. He singled his first time, and he swings and grounds the first pitch to short. It could be two to second for one. Over to first, double play. Inning over. 5-4, 66 with runners in scoring position. Red Sox have another great opportunity and waste it. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 Blue Jays in the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Why?
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this
Why?
a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
Those old stone walls across Rhode Island's countryside always captured your attention. And today, as a landscaper, you continue to craft that same beauty by laying one stone at a time, which is also why you choose Bank Rhode Island. Because with the straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank committed to craft a better banking experience, one customer at a time. It's banking well crafted from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Bob Daly, owner of Action Auto Parts. We've been doing business in your neighborhood for over 40 years. When it comes to expert auto repair, you can trust the professionals use quality auto parts and support local businesses like Eastside Service and Towing in Providence, D&M Tire Sales in Cranston, Lincoln Tire and Auto Service in Lincoln, and Cerrone Service Center in Smithfield. These are top-notch auto repair shops that I'm pleased to recommend.
Yeah, the right part for the right price. You gotta choose Action Auto Parts.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? I get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
Jones and Mego, weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
On to the bottom of the fourth we go. Nick Pivetta to face Vlad Guerrero Jr., then Davis Schneider and Kevin Biggio in Herb Chambers' batting order. 1-0 Jays. Pitch is swung on a miss by Vladdy. Feel the breeze from that hack from here, and it's 0-1. 5 for their last 65. The runners in scoring position are the Red Sox. Vladdy popped out his first time. Hill 1 is skied into left field. Coming in, Ref Snyder. Out goes Story and Devers. And in the end, Trevor's there to make the play. And on 2 pitches, 1 away. Big news from Shaw's and Star Market today through Thursday. Value pack beef eye of round, bottom round, chuck tender or bone-in chuck. $2.97 a pound. We use the digital coupon limit 2. Don't miss the big roast sale. At restaurants here in Toronto, they call that buff. Which is what Lou Merlone ordered last night.
Got some buff.
Here's Davis Schneider, right-handed hitter. He is hit by a pitch in on his hands. Vetta came in with a fastball at 96 miles an hour and just clipped him on the wrist. So he's aboard with 1 down for Kevin Biggio. League leaders who's circling the drain. Brought to you by Buff and Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining, residential and commercial. Drains by James, they give a poop about your buff and your pipes. Here's Biggio from the left side. Double play depth behind Pivetta, the pitch. That's a fastball right there on the outside corner. Strike 1. How was that buff, Lou?
It was very good. Because the whole menu was in French. And I could understand the sides. One was frites and puree, so I knew what those were.
Haricot vert.
Yep.
Green beans. Here's the 0-1, and that is chop foul on the feet of Biggio. It's 0-2.
I had to ask him, either one of these spinach? I'm not quite sure what's left, but is there a mushroom or spinach side? That
I'm
maybe
just looking for some French fries.
Yeah, with that buff. Yeah. It was pretty good beef, though.
Here's something totally crazy to me. 0-2. Pavetta's ready. Pitch is strike 3 called on the outside corner. Fastball froze him. They're 2 down. Chris Martin is throwing in the bullpen. That's got to be, he just wants to stretch out and get loose. I mean, there's not a universe that exists, right, Lou, that he's coming into this game anytime soon? Is there?
No. I don't know what it could be. You know, it could be him trying to find out how he feels for today.
Here's the pitch to Matt Chapman, and that is outside, ball 1. 1-0 Blue Jays, 2 down, a runner at first in the bottom of the 4th. So those league leaders brought to you by Drains by James. How about Matt Olson? This is just crazy to me. The dude has 52 homers and 129 RBIs. 1-0 pitch is a strike, and he's got absolutely no chance to win the MVP in the National League.
No, I think it's, I don't know, Acuna, to me, Mookie. You know, then you get Freeman. You get two teammates, 2 pairings of teammates, probably in the top 4 in that area.
1-1, 2 down. The pitch, check swing. That looked like a strike anyway. He swung, and it's 1-2. I mean, Lou, think about that. 52 tanks, 130 stakes, and you're going to finish 4th in the MVP.
Yeah,
years like
your
that, didn't you?
Better, having a better year. I mean, listen, not with power, but power, speed, combination, average.
1-2. Here's the pitch, way outside. What was your season best in home runs?
Honest to God, like 4.
That's not 52.
No, well, that happens when you get 160, 70 at bats a year, tops.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Chapman, the hitter. 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Schneider leads at first, and Pivetta throws that way. You hit a home run in your first game at Fenway. You hit a home run off Randy Johnson. Do any others stand out that you really remember in your career?
Not really. No, I mean, those are the two. Obviously the first one, but the Randy one in San Diego was pretty special.
2-2 is outside.
Other than that, no.
What are you thinking when you round first base after you've just gone yard off Randy Johnson?
Well, first is when you kind of realize that it went out. Approaching seconds when you sort of like, you got to be bleeping me. And when you round in third, you don't look at him and get in the dugout as quick as possible before you realize you did it.
3-2. The pitch, the runner goes, is fouled off the end because you know you're going to get drilled if you glare at him, right?
Yeah, or something. You just like, I just get in and out of here. It's just, friends and family. I want to be able to talk to people after the game. Yep, that's about it.
3-2 to Matt Chapman. Kiermaier on deck. Who's on deck? Brought to you by On Deck, America's largest online small business lender. Apply today at ondeck.com. Runner goes again. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Chapman so frustrated at the plate. We go to the fifth inning. 1-0 Toronto in the Shaws at Star Market. WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day, your daughter will be able to simulate a soccer match against some of the world's best players right from your backyard. Get gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Internet delivered through Cox's hybrid fiber coax network. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions apply.
Lexus of Warwick is proud to be an Elite of Lexus dealer, the favorite stop for those in the tri-state area for luxury. It's never about just one sale or one service visit. At Lexus of Warwick, we build relationships for life. We're committed to treating each customer as we would a guest in our home and to providing an amazing experience at a fair price. Stop in for a complimentary cup of Starbucks coffee or visit online at lexusofwarwick.com to see what all the buzz is about. Experience amazing at Lexus of Warwick, Rhode Island's only Lexus dealer.
Hi, I'm Bob Daly, owner of Action Auto Parts. We've been doing business in your neighborhood for over 40 years. When it comes to expert auto repair, you can trust the professionals who use quality auto parts and support local businesses like Philip Maxwell Auto Body in North Providence, S&D Road Service in Cumberland, Zink's Automotive and Repair in Cranston, and Kevin's Automotive in Warwick. These are top-notch auto repair shops that I'm pleased to recommend.
Yeah, the right part for the right price. You gotta choose Action Auto Parts.
The Rich Keefe Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Pablo Reyes for the Red Sox, rather Cedon Rafaela, beg your pardon, takes a fastball outside for ball one. The yellow batting gloves got me going a little bit. Rafaela is ahead of Hyunjin Ryu, 1-0. Rafaela, Refsnyder, and Turner. Herb Chambers batting order in this fifth as Cedon takes the pitch outside, and that is ball two. Herb Chambers batting order in this frame, brought to you by Herb Chambers pre-owned cars and trucks. 2-0. Pitch to Rafaela is a strike. Borderline pitch. Probably shouldn't have been called a strike. It was. And it's 2-1. That frustrates Alex Cora, Cedon Rafaela, Pete Fatsi. He did the right thing and was not rewarded. Here's the 2-1. And that's skied, fouled on the right field line. I mean, Lou, it should be 3-0. And instead, now it's 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, these pitches, they matter. You always got to react, unless it's strike three, there's nothing you can do about it. But the difference between 1-0, 2-0, and 1-1, 3-1, and 2-2, it is huge.
Rafaela now chops one back to the mound. Ryu gloves it, throws the first in time. And there's one away on the Subaru of New England scoreboard. Tampa and Baltimore. They're tied up at 1. In the fifth inning, Cleveland leading Texas 3-1. So, in spite of all their missteps yesterday, the Blue Jays came into play today after winning the ball game from the Red Sox yesterday. In the wild card spot, half a game ahead of Seattle. They've lost 2 in a row, and now they got a chance to move up even further. Here's Rob Refsnyder, who takes strike one in the outside corner.
What a day for the Rangers yesterday, right? I mean, the Blue Jays, rather. Rangers lost to the Guardians 2-1. Astros lost to the Royals 10-9. Mariners lost to the Dodgers. They won this game in 13, and everybody in front of them, at least the three teams that they're battling, all lost. That's a nice day.
1-1 to Rob Refsnyder. 1-0 Blue Jays in the top of the fifth. Ryu is ready. He throws. Rob swings and misses. He missed a curveball by a lot.
66 miles an hour from Ryu.
Uncle Charlie in neutral. So much to love. You don't want to miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. Details, find your authorized Subaru retailer, SubaruofNewEngland.com. Here's a chopper to the mound. Ryu drops it. That was, I don't know if he had a total chance to get Refsnyder at first, but Rob is aboard with one down in the fifth.
Well, he'll take it. He just beats this ball directly into the ground. It's a high chopper to Ryu. And because he's, if he was a righty, kind of can catch it almost like he's turning two, but he tried to catch this, turn his body like he was going to spin and throw. And in doing so, just took his eye off the ball and just dropped it.
I'll give Refsnyder a hit. So he is on with one down, and here comes Justin Turner. JT takes strike one on the outside corner.
I wasn't sure if he was just nonchalant or if he just realized he never had a chance because the ball was hit so high in the air that maybe he felt like Refsnyder was going to beat it out no matter what. But the effort was sort of not much. Wasn't very quick or urgent.
0-1 to Turner, fouled off on the first base side. Jimmy Garcia is up in the Blue Jay bullpen. He's thrown now 74 pitches. Rio has been around 80 since he came back off the injured list.
Yeah, and they're still sort of building this up. They're thinking about, obviously they got to get to the playoffs and how they can use everybody, but they want to make sure that he's healthy coming off the injury.
Here's the 0-2. Turner checks his swing. A fastball high. Did not go. By the way, we are now back again in the Safe Light Auto Glass part of the order. Every homer from Red Sox batters 3 through 6. Safe Light donates $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank.
And he's been doing this. He's on that pitch count in that 70 to 80 range, but he's able to give him 5 usually when he goes out.
1-2 misses outside, 2-2.
So he's been pretty efficient. He's sort of stayed away from that like 75, 80 pitches in 4. It's really kind of do a bullpen in. He's been pretty much giving you 5, 6 his last time out.
2-2 to Justin Turner. 1 on, 1 out. Blue Jays leading 1-0. Ryu throws, and Turner swings and misses very late at a fastball, and he is out number 2.
I said that fastball can play up. Once you get into a game, you start seeing the way Ryu works, right? You're seeing a 66-mile-an-hour curveball, 68-mile-an-hour curveball. He'll fade that little changeup at around 77. And then once in a while, here comes 89, and it looks a lot harder after seeing some of this soft stuff.
2 outs with Refsnyder at first. The pitch to Raffi is a check swing and a curveball high, ball 1. Shaw's and Star Market today through Thursday. Value pack beef eye of round, bottom round chuck tender, bone-in chuck, $2.97 a pound. And you use the digital coupon. 1-0 Toronto. Top 5. Refsnyder leading at first. Raffi ready. The pitch is fouled off the end of the bat. It's 1-1. He's such a different hitter, isn't he, Lou?
Yeah.
Where the elite guys in the game are a little bit more consistent. If you look at the week-by-week splits, month-by-month, probably around the same band for Raffi. It seems like peaks and valleys for him. 1-1. The pitch is a little bit outside, but he's in one of those peaks right now.
Well, I think he's just a different type of approach. You got your one guy that kind of dominates the zone and battles and fouls balls off and runs deep into the counts. Then you got a free swinger, an aggressive free swinger like Raffi. When that happens, when he's going bad, he can get himself out an awful lot. Maybe it makes it look even worse than it really is.
2-1 is outside, 3-1.
You got a guy in there that battles. Like, look at Justin Turner. If he's going bad, it's getting counts 2-2, 3-2, fouling a pitch off, strikeout, ground ball, whatever. With Raffi, it can be first pitch changeup back to the pitcher. And you're like, oh, fastball up, pop up to the infield, first pitch. Like, it just, the aggressor gets out quick. It doesn't
3-1 is a strike on the outside corner. He does. It's just a different approach. And yet, if this is the floor, right now he's got 32 homers and 97 driven in. 1-0 Blue Jays in the top of the fifth. Refsnyder's going to get a running start at first. Ryu's ready. The 3-2 is up and in. Ball 4. He walked him. And that's the second time in this game, the fifth time in this series. Rafi's walked, part and parcel for his surges. So now 2 on with 2 out. And that's it for Ryu. John Schneider is out of the Blue Jay dugout, and he is going to go to the bullpen. So Jimmy Garcia is going to face, we think, Adam Duvall. The Red Sox trail it 1-0. 2 on, 2 out in the top of the fifth. Pitching change in Toronto with Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
This call to the bullpen gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV. New Englanders know that for towing, hauling, or heading to a ball game, their Ford dealers are their truck headquarters. For a full lineup that works hard and plays harder, F-Series, featuring F-150 and the all-new Super Duty, the best-selling trucks for 46 straight years. The turbocharged Ranger and the compact Maverick, built Ford tough and the official truck of your Boston Red Sox. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2022 CY total sales.
Jimmy Garcia, right-hander, is out of the Blue Jay bullpen. You'll see Adam Duvall. The Red Sox have first and second with 2 down, trailing 1-0. An absolutely spectacular Sunday afternoon north of Boredom. Thank you for spending your time with us. Hope that the winds, the rain, effects of any hurricane are muted in New England. Check in on the Subaru of New England scoreboard. So much to love. You don't want to miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. For complete details, find your authorized retailer, SubaruofNewEngland.com. It's amazing the race that's going on in the American League East. The Rays and the Orioles battling today once again at Camden Yards. And after Tampa Bay won the first game to tie the division, Baltimore erupted yesterday. Now in the top of the sixth, it is 1-1 there. Brandon Lau had a game-opening home run to put the Rays ahead, but now 1-1 in the top of the sixth. Pirates lead the Yankees 2-0. Mets ahead of the Reds 3-1. Man, the Reds, as great a story as they were, they have really hit the skids and fallen out of contention. Guardians 7-1. They lead the Rangers, so again, an opportunity for Toronto to do major damage if they can hold on and win this game. But Adam Duvall has something to say about that. He bats with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the fifth. Garcia's ready, he throws, and Duvall takes inside, ball 1.
Yeah, the Red Sox are out of this, there's no question. But I tell you, the American League East and then the West with the wild card, 4 teams, 3 spots with Toronto fighting in there, and then the wild card in the National League. It's kind of fun, going to be the fun couple of weeks.
1-0 to Duvall. The pitch is right there. Fastball, center cut, and it's 1-1.
97 from Garcia, completely different look. He's been really good lately for the Blue Jays. He's throwing the ball well. Last 35 outings, 2.7 ERA. Impressive.
1-1 to Duvall. Ref Snyder at second, Devers at first. The pitch is fouled back. Fastball, and it's 1-2.
99 from Garcia. He's got a curveball, slider as well to go with it, but he's been coming right at Duvall here with power.
One ball, 2 strikes. Outfield plays at him ever so slightly to pull. Into the right-handed batter's box. He stares out at Garcia. 1-2. From the belt, the pitch is fouled straight back. And it remains 1-2. Duvall, Lou, is a very fascinating study going into this offseason. He's hot, he's cold, he's streaky, he's enormously powerful. Can carry an offense for weeks at a time. 1-2. Devers and Vladdy chatting it up at first. The 1-2 is a strike. He could not check his swing, and a fastball up and out of the zone. And the inning is over. 1-0 Toronto. Bottom 5 next on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day, your daughter will be able to simulate a soccer match against some of the world's best players right from your backyard. Get gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Internet delivered through Cox's hybrid fiber coax network. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions apply.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? Might get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
Those old stone walls across Rhode Island's countryside always captured your attention. And today, as a landscaper, you continue to craft that same beauty by laying one stone at a time, which is also why you choose Bank Rhode Island. Because with the straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank committed to craft a better banking experience, one customer at a time. It's banking well crafted from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Want to listen to WEEI on the go? Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Nick Pivetta back for the mound. Bottom of the 5th inning, and Kevin Kiermaier, the first batter, chops one to third. Devers plays the second hop, throws to first in time. And Kiermaier on one pitch is gone. That has been efficient. That's just 55 pitches through 4 1/3 innings.
Yeah, and it's just so important, too, really, when you think about this ball club, kind of where it is. You know, Bayo gave you length, Sale gave you length. You figure you should be all set, but then you had to go 13 innings, start using guys, still don't have Jansen. So today you would think Whitlock would be available, right? He threw 2, and the rule is if he throws 2, he needs 2 days off. So today's maybe a day for him.
Here's Dalton Varsho, left-handed hitter. Pivetta throws, and a fastball for strike one. I'm impressed you are able to keep up with the bullpen usage as you feverishly track Mike Evans.
Well, that's
in your
commercial break
fantasy
stuff. I mean, commercial break stuff. The fact that he got a 32-yard touchdown and got to 166 yards. What are you talking about?
Oh, one pitch is low with a Pivetta curveball. It's 1-1. One thing that's driving us crazy is north of the border, we cannot access any games.
It's not right. No, red zone, I can't log into my own stuff.
1-1 to Varsho.
Right.
Here's the pitch from Pivetta, and it is ripped foul down the right field line. 1-2. They got all these barriers. We're trying to stream it on YouTube TV and Verizon, and they just say, conversion rate says no.
Yeah. Have to wait till we get in the air. Should be in the air for that Pats-Miami game, I'd imagine.
But we need to cross the border in the airplane to do that. 1-2 to Varsho. The pitch is high. Code word of the game, strikeouts. Actually not had a lot of those today. 2 from Ryu, 1 from Garcia. Nick Pivetta has fanned 3. Well, Bridget Prue tells me that's not actually the code word. Foul back to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it's actually Rogers Center.
Okay.
Rogers Center is the code word.
Oh, is it center with R-E or E-R?
R-E, right?
Yeah. Just want to clarify for those out there listening.
Here's the 2-2. Swinging
Oh,
a high
shit.
drive out of the Rogers Centra. And way foul. It's 2-2. I've never seen that. I mean, that is as foul and high to the first base side as you could ever possibly see.
So that contact point is out. He's left-handed hitter in front of that right behind him almost and just barreled it straight backwards.
Like he hit it off his right shoulder. 2-2 with 1 down. The base is empty. The pitch is high with a fastball. So, yeah, it's center, C-E-N-T-R-E. The one I love is that here in Canada, they add the letter U after a lot of things.
Like when we take away ours?
3-2 is crushed to right field. This thing's fair, and this thing is way gone. Dalton Varsho has destroyed the Red Sox this year. A missile out of here, and it's 2-0 Toronto.
You're talking about this kid out here. I mean, as a Red Sox fan, every time we see him, I love what he does. He gives you good at-bats. He plays great defense. But then when we leave town, the offense disappears. I mean, he comes into the game, and he's only hitting .219, but this guy's rakes against the Red Sox, gets a little hanging breaking ball. Doesn't miss it at all for that solo shot.
That was not my favorite. Favorite. Here's a pitch to Tyler Heineman that is a strike on the outside corner. Color, favorite, almost anything OR.
They throw the U in.
Yeah. I don't quite get it. Here's a pitch that's swung on and missed by Heineman. Fastball on, it's 0-2.
Well, like I said, we take away ours and we throw them, put them in places where they shouldn't be.
But not in writing.
No, this is true. I would never write Sista or Leaser.
A Meeker.
You know what I mean?
0-2.
That's a good point.
One down, 2-0 Blue Jays in the bottom of the fifth. Pavetta is ready. He throws, and a line shot foul on the first base side. It'd be like if you wrote it S-H-A-W-T.
Yeah, you know, it's A-H. At the end, a Sista. Can't do that.
Or like if the first baseman's name was spelled B-A-W-B-Y, here's a pitch that's high and outside to Heineman, and it's 1-2. I do miss Rem Dog almost every day. And this season would have frustrated him a lot. But it would have been more fun to have him around.
Yeah.
Heineman swings and skies one into center field. Rafaela comes in, Story goes out, and Cedon is there to make the play. 2 down. The one that always makes me think of Remy is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
Kiner-Falefa? That was always the good one. And you're right, too. Like, for me, too, especially the kind of first year really kind of traveling and doing these, you know, and the amount of interaction that we all have, whether it's getting to the ballpark once you're at the ballpark, maybe a dinner here or there, it would have been a lot of fun with the Rem Dog.
You ordering buff? Here's George Springer with 2 down. The pitch to him is a strike in the outside corner. I just really wish Jerry could have said, what do you mean it's buff? I want a steak.
Well, the whole menu. It's like, what is this word? What is this? What is this?
Lou is going blind in his older age as the 0-1 pitch misses outside. So you didn't have your whatever the glasses are. The
readers.
The readers.
Yeah. Bad reader trip for me, but go ahead.
As Pavetta waits. 1-1 with 2 down in the bottom of the fifth. Jays lead 2-0. The pitch is fouled straight back. So you have a life hack where even if you don't have the glasses, you just use your iPhone, you take a picture, and you zoom in on the phone screen.
It's the trick. Yeah, you just quietly take a photo of it, look at your phone, zoom that thing out, and say, I'll take the Papa Frites.
I don't think they're Papa Frites. The 1-2 is chopped to short. Story backhands on the run. He throws to first. It is in time to get Springer. Story is a totally different shortstop, but that was beautifully done. Unicorn indeed. Jays get another run. We go to the 6th. Papa Frites coming up after this. 2-0 Blue Jays and the Shaw's Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
Hi, I'm Bob Daly, owner of Action Auto Parts. We've been doing business in your neighborhood for over 40 years. When it comes to expert auto repair, you can trust the professionals use quality auto parts and support local businesses like Safeway Auto Center in Bristol, D&M Tire Sales in Cranston, Ken Rocha Collision in Providence, and J. Poulos Automotive Center in Warwick. These are top-notch auto repair shops that I'm pleased to recommend.
Yeah, the right part for the right price. You gotta choose Action Auto Parts.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? Might get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/nomagicFifty.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Pablo Reyes to lead it off for the Red Sox as we go into the top of the sixth inning against Jimmy Garcia. Red Sox trailing 2-0. Flags whipping in the wind underneath the open roof here at the Rogers Center. Pablo bluffs a bunt, takes it back. Pitch misses outside, a curveball, and it's 1-0. Herb Chambers' batting order in this frame brought to you by Herb Chambers' Sprinter Vans of Boston and Peabody. 1-0 to Pablo. Here's the pitch, and that's outside. 2-0. You know, Lou, I'm with you. I'd like to see a lot more of this player.
Yes.
Pablo Reyes just seems to have kind of found himself. Really good approach, works the strike zone, waggles the bat, the 2-0 is ripped down the left field line, but it is foul. That had home run distance. Thing was cranked.
I think the term that Corey used with you today pregame was he knows how to put it back together. And I agree with him. Like, obviously he got hot there for a few weeks, but even before he got injured, he was still hitting around 300. You're wondering if he can keep it up. Kind of the more you've seen him, the more kind of watch this kid hit. He does. He gives you a good at bat, good little stroke.
2-1. He is outside.
Doesn't chase. Kind of stays within the zone and can play defense as well. So he'll have a place on here next year. Maybe it's not starting at second base. That's obviously a hole, but to me, the utility got to be able to move around.
3-1. The pitch is inside. He walked him, so a good start here. To the top of the sixth, another good plate appearance for Pablo. That's a leadoff walk, and now the tying run comes to the plate. And Trevor Story. Isn't it amazing? Guys like that, where journeyman picked up off waivers. They get him from the Oakland Athletics AAA team, and you know this better than I do, Lou. This game that is so maddening and difficult, he found something. And he's become a player. Here's Trevor Story, who swings and fouls one into the mid of Heineman. It is one of the beautiful, joyous things about this game that the margin between being an everyday big league player and being in AAA without much hope is so fine. 0-1 to Story. The pitch is high. 1-1.
Yeah, what he found too was confidence. Found a team that kind of believed in him, a team that needed him. Right? That's why they brought him over here. They needed him to play some shortstop. And then when he got out here, just sometimes, just a little bit of early success. The early in the first few games, get a few hits, make some plays.
He runs. The 1-1 is popped up in a shallow center field. Coming in on it is Kiermaier on the run. He can't get it. It falls in for a hit. The Red Sox catch a huge break, and they've got 2 on with nobody out. Off the bat, Reyes had that bag stolen easily. That could have been a double play disaster. As it is, they've now got 2 on with nobody out.
Yeah, Reyes was going the minute I was like, he had a good jump. I didn't really think, because this ball was up for a long, long time. Didn't think it wasn't going to be caught. Kiermaier comes in, tries to kind of deke Reyes as he's running back to first, puts his arm up, like he's going to catch it. Then it drops, and it's a beautiful love right there for Story to get a knock.
Here's Bobby Dahlbeck now with 2 on and nobody out. 2-0 Blue Jays. Jimmy Garcia's ready. The pitch is low. We take 10 seconds. Station of D. Shaw's and Star Market, Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios. 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
2 on, none out. The 1-0 to Dahlbeck is a strike on the outside corner. One of the things that has defined this season, Lou, is opportunities created by injury and guys cashing them in. Jaron Duran when Adam Duvall went down. Pablo Reyes when Kike and so many others struggled. Maybe this is a moment for Bobby D. The 1-1 swing and a miss, a fastball, and it's 1-2.
Yeah. And again, it's just an opportunity. It's a frustrating year for Bobby, I'm sure. He's down in AAA wondering, I'm kind of doing what I do, right? I hit home runs. Yeah, I strike out a little bit, but it's what I am. I would have thought at the deadline this guy would have been moved.
1-2. 2 on the pitch. Is swung on Edmonds. He got him with a fastball up and in. And that is the first out of this inning.
There's going to be some strikeout in his game, but getting back to that, it's you're down in AAA, and I guess you're a team here, and you sit there saying, listen, you are our depth to guys like Casas, to guys like Turner. Keep doing what you're doing. We may need you. Deadline rolls around. Kind of seemed like a candidate for a little change of scenery. You're almost like doing him a favor of, hey, we're going to move you. Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Oakland, whatever. Give you an opportunity to see if it can translate to this level.
Surprising indeed. Here now, Reese McGuire, he takes a strike on the inside corner. Do you think that matters in terms of other guys paying attention in the industry as to whether or not players like Dahlbeck are moved or promoted?
I don't think so as much. I think every situation's different.
0-1 to Reese McGuire and Garcia spins. To me, Bobby's been given so many opportunities at the big league level. I mean, he got 2 full years when other players would have been down in the minor leagues.
Yeah, to that point, I didn't really understand what was going on in spring training. Like, he felt like he was odd man out, wasn't happy about it. And to your point,
here's the 0-1. McGuire takes a ball. And a throw back to second, but easily back into the bag is Pablo Reyes.
In spring training felt like the odd man out, right? And I think he had voiced that opinion about it and what sure what to do to make this team. And you're right. It's sort of like you had the last 2 years to make this team. And got a lot of big league service time, I would say, last year when there were times when it wasn't working out, where a lot of guys would find themselves down in AAA. He spent the whole year there.
1-1 to McGuire. The pitch is ripped on the ground to first. Could be another double play. Guerrero to second for 1. That's all they'll get. Not hit hard enough as Story is cut down at second. So now the Red Sox have him at first and third with 2 down.
We'll see if we can get a hit with guys in scoring position. It's been an issue here for this ball club. Was it 5 for 65? Is that what you threw out earlier?
Yeah, now 66. After that ground out by McGuire, the fielder's choice. What a chance this is for Cedon Rafaela. I thought it was very neat, Lou. Unsurprising, but still cool to hear that the Red Sox players and manager and coaching staff really took this young man under their arms yesterday and said, you know what? It happens at the big leagues. You move on. We still want you to be a big part of this.
He is an elite defender. And yesterday he made a bad play. He just misread a baseball. And it's sort of like, okay, move on. He's going to catch more than he's going to miss. That's just who he is.
Pitch to him is chopped back to the mound. Garcia gloves, throw to first, 1 pitch, inning over. The Red Sox are 0 for 11 today with runners in scoring position, and they are 5 for their last 69 with runners in scoring position. 2-0 Blue Jays, bottom 6 next. The Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
Your entree into the restaurant business began in your home kitchen, and today your Cafe's success continues with a well-crafted menu and a staff committed to add an extra touch, which is also why you chose Bank Rhode Island. Because with a straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank that's just as committed to add that extra touch. It's banking, well-crafted, from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/NoMagic50.
You're listening to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now, back to the play-by-play action.
Nick Pivetta on the mound again for the Red Sox. We go to the bottom of the sixth, 2-0, Toronto leading. Bichette, Guerrero, and Davis Schneider. Herb Chambers batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers Sprinter Vans of Boston and Peabody. Bichette is lined to left and grounded to short. He leads off this bottom of the sixth. Pivetta stands tall, he throws, and Bichette swings and fouls it back to the screen, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, Nick's been impressive here today, showing off a good fastball, a little above average, averaging almost 95 and a half miles an hour. The curveball's been a lot better than the slider today.
0-1, the pitch. That's outside, but don't you think the curveball is helped by the presence of the slider?
Yeah. And that was another one right there, 86, but he's just not getting the swing and miss that he has. Almost like he's throwing a little bit harder, not getting that big horizontal break away.
1-1. Swing and a miss. That was a good one. Slider, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, it's down to 85, right? That's kind of where that's the swing and miss slider. It's about velocity.
Do you think it's arm speed for him? I mean, how do you decide how hard to throw that thing? 1-2. Pivetta pitches. There's a fastball fouled back.
Well, for him, too, it might be grip. You know, one grip gets a little bit more depth, takes a little bit more off it, a little deeper in his hand. Maybe
the other one's more like a cutter.
Yeah, the thumb maybe rides up on that side of that baseball. And he slows that one, throws down a little slower than the other.
1-2 is strike three called on the outside corner, 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and there's one away.
Yeah, he's looked good here in this game. Now, I know he gave up that solo shot to Varsho. They got in a little bit of trouble there in that second inning, back-to-back knocks, Biggio and Chapman, but Nick continues to come out here, and this is the thing. He is a starting pitcher in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the slider has really helped him kind of pitch to a high level here recently.
Here's Vladdy Jr. He takes a curve that misses outside. Ball one.
You know, the last 2 years he's gone 32 starts. He's gone 155, 170 innings. And at this point, hopefully Red Sox fans realize how important that is. You know, if that ERA is a 4.5, it still helps you win games.
1-0 is on a line into center field. That's a base hit. Guerrero's been hot this series. He is aboard with one down. You know, the Red Sox needed to make a change with Pivetta early in the season. Again, after 6 weeks, the numbers tell you that he was the worst starting pitcher in the entire sport.
Yeah.
But he went to the bullpen, he embraced change, he reinvented himself, and now he is so valuable to this team.
Yeah, and even in that bulk role, spot start, opener bulk, whatever you want to call him, 122 innings pitched, he's probably going to approach 140.
Here's Davis Schneider. He can't stop his swing on a slider that's on the outside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, those are pretty valuable innings. 135 innings from him this year, maybe. A lot of it coming out of the bullpen, but that's important.
0-1 pitch is outside. I mean, titles don't matter, right, Lou? I mean, he went to the bullpen, and he was basically a starter after about a month where they would open somebody for an inning or two, and then he'd go 5, 6, 7 innings.
Yeah.
And he was great. 1-1 is swung on and missed. Look, Pivetta's career is an interesting thing where Phillies had enough of the enigma that was Nick Pivetta, up and down, frustrating for them. I think he gets a lot of credit this year for what he's done. 1-2 the pitch. Swing and a miss. He blew him away with a fastball. His 5th strikeout there, 2 down. I mean, He accepted a challenge, he evolved, and he's made himself a really good pitcher.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no question. I know the players in there appreciate what he has done. I know his manager appreciates what he has done. Because in a year where you had starters and three-man rotations.
Here's Kevin Biggio, strike one to him. Great fastball, and it's 0-1.
You were extremely vulnerable there for a long time, and he was basically your fourth starter and worked his way to it, and very good at that.
Chris Murphy warming in the bullpen. The pitch is high and foul down the left field line and out of play.
And it was at a time when you really needed it. You had three starters, and then you had to try to get him up to speed. 2 innings, 3 innings, 4 innings out of the bullpen until he got the 5-6 innings. Then he was your fourth starter. He was just as good as anybody.
He's thrown 85 pitches, no balls, 2 strikes. 2-0 Toronto in the bottom of the 6th. Pivetta throws, swinging a chopper up the middle. Story chases in, gloves, throws to first, and it's just in time to get Biggio running well down the line. Pivetta, great again. But the Red Sox offense has got to find a way. 2-0 Toronto after 6 on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day, your daughter will be able to simulate a soccer match against some of the world's best players right from your backyard. Get gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Internet delivered through Cox's hybrid fiber coax network. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions apply.
Your entree into the restaurant business began in your home kitchen, and today your cafe's success continues with a well-crafted menu and a staff committed to add an extra touch, which is also why you chose Bank Rhode Island. Because with a straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank that's just as committed to add that extra touch. It's banking, well-crafted, from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/nomagicFifty.
Life can get hectic. Wouldn't you love to retreat from the noise? Take a breath. Visit Malvern Retreat House, the nation's largest Catholic retreat house located in Chester County. Surround yourself in God's beauty while you step back, reflect, and recharge. Malvern Retreat House hosts men's and women's retreats, plus couples retreats, spiritual direction, recovery retreats, and more. For retreat information, go to malvernretreat.com. Retreat from the noise. Hear God's voice.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Well, we head to the 7th here in Toronto. Blue Jays currently leading 2-0. Lefty Genesis Cabrera enters the game here for the Toronto Blue Jays. He will face Ref Schneider, Turner, and Devers. Cabrera came over at the deadline from the St. Louis Cardinals. It's been really good for them lately for this 24 appearances, 20 innings, and a 2.21 ERA. He's been really good. The bat's just been quiet, Will. They just can't get a base hit with runners in scoring position.
Still, I love the way you set the scene for an inning, Lou. Also, great
sort of
pronunciation.
Genesis?
Yeah.
Cabrera. Sure. I thought it was Yimi Garcia until you told me it was Jimmy.
Here's Robe Ref Snyder. He takes a pitch high and away for ball 1.
Listen, I'm having tough times, okay? I had the menu. It was in French.
Buff.
I walked into my first bathroom where it was everyone. Came out of the stall, and there was 3 women. I didn't know what to do at the sink. I panicked. I left.
Wave was going the opposite way. The 1-0 pitch to Ref Snyder's outside. That was a new thing for you, huh?
I thought I was in the wrong bathroom. I don't know. It was empty, so I walked in, shut the door, and went, and I came out. It was all women everywhere. I thought I was in the wrong bathroom until I was told that
they just heard that Lou Merloni was in town. 2-0 to Rob Ref Snyder in the top of the 7th. Blue Jays leading it 2-0. The pitch is way outside with a fastball, ball 3. Chad Green is warming in the Toronto bullpen. How about the glove that Hennessy says it's like tricolored? Blue Jays blue and red split down the middle of the webbing. 3-0 is a strike on the outside corner. In your, how many years you play, Lute? 9 and change in the big leagues?
Yeah.
How many gloves would you say you used in the major leagues total?
Wow, 3, 4.
Isn't that amazing?
And not like the same one. I had the same infield glove, maybe 2 different, say, like infield gloves.
3-1 to Refsnyder. Ball 4, a leadoff walk to begin the 7th. You had one that you loved. You knew what it would do, so you just stuck with it.
Yeah, you know what it was? I had one for a couple of years. When I went to Japan, it had to be Mizuno, so I brought out my
had
gloves.
to be?
Yeah, so I brought out my gloves, and they turned my glove into a Mizuno glove.
Well, they would like change the stitching on it,
It was
whatever.
the exact same glove, just Mizuno. And those were fantastic. I finished my career with those because they were outstanding.
Here's Justin Turner, right-handed hitter, leadoff man aboard, strike. So you're saying you brought your glove. They didn't just change the branding of it. They created your glove in a Mizuno brand.
I took my Rollins glove and said, I need these gloves. And we don't make them. I said, well, I need these gloves. And they made them out of Mizuno leather, the exact same ones.
0-1 to Turner. 2-0 Blue Jays. The pitch is fouled back. There were representatives for the Mizuno company.
Yeah.
You just told them, I need this exact thing.
Yeah, gloves are interesting. It's like you always want that good backup that you trust. You break it in spring training, but you always have your gamer, and it's like it's just you need it. And after a few years, you would switch that gamer because that backup glove started feeling a little bit better. And it was always like a 3-4 year process.
0-2, throw to first instead. What would happen in game? I'm sure this happened a few times for you. If it broke,
Yeah, you have the backup always, like in your locker.
but does it tick you off? You're worried about
Oh,
it? You're
yeah,
a little
you're not
superstitious?
Well, actually, you give probably the trainer. They probably restring it
That day, right then, get you the next inning.
as we're going. Yeah.
0-2. Here's the pitch, and it is high with a fastball. Now, infielders in particular take a lot of care of their gloves. I mean, it's like a part of your family. Was there maintenance to the glove? Like you had to, take care of it, or
Yes.
just using it every day was okay?
No, you'd always, especially if it was like a wet day, you'd have to clean it. Leather, put some oils on it. Yeah.
1-2 is inside. You would do that, or would clubbies help
No,
you
I
with
would
that?
do that. I would do that.
Because it really is a vestige of yours.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's your tool. I mean, it's what you play with. It's the same thing with bats. You want. Now, I always had a glove that I would use up the middle at short and second, and a different one for third.
I would imagine the middle infield is a shorter glove.
Yeah.
2-2 to Justin Turner. 2-0 Blue Jays in the 7th. The pitch is swung on and missed. He struck him out with a fastball. And it is one away for Devers.
He's got a good fastball, boy, from the left side. 96, 97, cutter curveball. But yeah, see, the glove you have up the middle, mainly at second, too. The pocket maybe a little more shallow. Third base, a little bit bigger. Got to play more one-handed at third base. But up the middle, it was really back then about turning 2, like a shallow pocket to be able to get the ball out.
Here's Devers, a chance to tie the game. The pitch to him is up and in and almost hit him to the backstop. Refsnyder is up to second, but it did clip Raffy. Got him on the shoulder, I believe. That was scary. A high fastball that nails Devers. And so now he's aboard. Tying runs are on with one down for Adam Duvall.
Full-time on for Devers here. A couple of walks this last time, and that one there. I don't know if they want to take a look at it. They're going to take a look at this. They're not sure if it actually got Raffy or not.
I didn't real time, Lou. What did you think?
I didn't think it did either. But, the angle that we have, I don't know, did it clip the side of a jersey, right? Like it didn't ricochet off a shoulder, right? Could it have hit a clothing? You know how that works.
Which I never really liked, by the way. It should hit your body, but obviously hard to legislate that. The truth of the matter is, the odds, the stats would tell you that, you have a better chance to score one or more runs if you got first and second with one out. But I don't think the Red Sox would be that upset if you got Devers at the plate with Refsnyder at second.
No, I agree with you 100%. Now Devers, after seeing 97 up there by the dome, he might be good right where he is.
I really don't think it hit him.
I don't think it did either, because the sleeve that he is wearing on that right arm, it's just like a tight sleeve, right? It's not like a loose one where it might actually clip some of the jersey.
That's because he's like your son Mason. He's got huge triceps.
Yeah. Yeah, my son's 13-year-old son's triceps is just like Devers.
Here we go.
After review, the call on the field stands.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's one of those, Lou, where they called it as a hit pitch.
Yep.
Hit by the pitch. And there's just not enough to say one way or the other. Pete Walker comes out. He'll talk it over with Hennessy's Cabrera. So now the Red Sox have another one of these spots with runners in scoring position where they've struggled so mightily. The Subaru of New England scoreboard coming up here. Rays lead the Orioles 3-1 in the 8th inning. Guardians over the Rangers 9-1. So this has a chance to be a great day again for the Blue Jays, although Duvall has something to say about that. With so much to love, you don't want to miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. For complete details and to find your authorized Subaru retailer, visit SubaruofNewEngland.com.
I can't wait to get down to Texas and watch this team. I can't understand anything they're doing. I thought they were dead in the water. Scherzer's done for the year. Then they come up here and they sweep this team 4 straight. Now they've dropped a couple straight to Cleveland. It's like I can't figure them out.
Up and down they go. Here's Duvall as the go-ahead run here in the top of the 7th. Refsnyder at second, Devers at first. 2-0 Jays. Cabrera feels like a great matchup for Duvall. The pitch is a curveball low and in, ball 1. I just right there channeled my inner Joe Castiglione. He so often has a sense for matchups that mean big hits and home runs are coming. He's also, by the way, at Worcester today.
How do you do it?
Talk about a busman's holiday. 1-0 to Adam Duvall. 2 on, 1 out. The pitch is a fastball, rather curveball. It misses outside, and it's 2-0.
Little breaking ball didn't come back. Actually thought Gibson was going to give it to him. Looked like it.
I did too.
2-0 here. Good pitch for Adam. You got to sell it in this heater. Kind of stay in the middle of the field. Hit this thing a long way.
2-0. Cabrera's ready. The pitch is skied into center field. It was a fastball, but he missed it. And Kiermaier's there in the sunshine to make the play. 2 down.
There it was right there, wasn't it? He just got under this ball. Barreled it. Just big league fly ball to center field right there.
So now 2 down, and that'll bring up Pablo Reyes. Lou, you've been in that batter's box. It's literally millimeters, isn't it, between that ball going 400 feet and being a pop-up to center field?
Yeah, it is. It's just round ball, round bat, and you barrel that ball and you realize you just missed it.
Here's Pablo. 2 down, 2 on for the Red Sox. The pitch is a strike. It's almost impossible what the Red Sox are doing right now with runners in scoring position. 5 for 58 coming into the game. They're now 0 for 12, so 5 for 70 in the clutch spots lately for the Sox. 0-1 to Pablo. Pitch way outside, a high fastball, 1-1.
You know, and if you were to just say that stat, the Boston Red Sox are 5 for the last 70 runners in scoring position, you'd probably say, well, they lost 6 straight. You can't win. You know, I mean, you can. I mean, I guess you can still get, like, you know, a couple of 2-run shots, but you can't win ball games not getting the big hit.
1-1 is way outside. To me, it's the most determining stat, whether you win or lose.
It is, and you really can't describe it. You could be an average team, meaning a bunch of hitters that are just 270, 250, 260, but they have that right approach with 2 strikes. They hit well with scoring position.
Hitters count for Reyes. 2-1 pitch is fouled back, and it's 2-2.
And we've seen this team do it too throughout the year, the Red Sox, and I've always felt like, I mean, defense has been a consistent. You make a great play once in a while, you can win a ball game. You make a play that should be made that isn't, you lose a ball game. But offensively, the kind of what carries this team when they're playing well, they're putting up runs, they can hide a lot of their warts.
Time is called by Pablo. I'm fascinated by the dynamic between Devers and Vladdy Jr. And the two of them, I mean, every time they're together at first or third, they're just yucking it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That's high and outside. I would say this. It's different for a first baseman because a runner at first is, you know, in some ways, if it's an extra base hit, he's going to score no matter what.
Yeah.
if the opposite is true, at third base,
corner,
stop talking. Get ready to play defense.
We'll get ice cream after the game, but until it's over, I'm over here at the hot corner. So, I'm going to get ready for this rocket that's about to be hit to me.
Legitimately, the two of them are talking until the pitch is thrown. The 3-2 is on the ground into left field, a base hit. Refsnyder comes home to score. Clutch Pablo delivers again, and the Red Sox cut the lead in half. It is 2-1 in Toronto. God bless Pablo Reyes.
How about Reyes, right? Even last night in extra innings, got that big knock to get him up one. Well, they eventually lost that ball game, but here it is from Cabrera. He gets that fastball, 97 outer half. And with the runners moving, just stays on it. It's a rocket and short past Bichette. He's come up with a lot of big hits here lately last month when he's been given a chance. Another one there.
So John Schneider comes out of the dugout. He's going to make a move here. Trevor Story is scheduled to hit. I mean, the Red Sox do have some left-handed options on their bench. I doubt they do it for Story, but a righty is going to face Trevor Story here with the Red Sox within a run. 2-1 in the top of the seventh with Shaw's and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
This call to the bullpen gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV. New Englanders know that for towing, hauling, or heading to a ball game, their Ford dealers are their truck headquarters. For a full lineup that works hard and plays harder, F-Series, featuring F-150 and the all-new Super Duty, the best-selling trucks for 46 straight years. The turbocharged Ranger and the compact Maverick, built Ford tough and the official truck of your Boston Red Sox. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2022 CY total sales.
Chad Green, the right-hander for the second straight night, is on the mound for the Blue Jays. Red Sox are within a run. Trevor Story has got a chance to tie the game or more as a powwow is convened at the moment between Rafi Devers and 4 Blue Jays infielders. It's like Devers is the mayor of Toronto. He's got Bichette, Guerrero, Chapman, Schneider. Everybody's chatting it up with Devers, who at the moment is the game's tying run. Chad Green is on to face Trevor Story. What a big swing once again, Lou, from Pablo Reyes.
Yeah, no, and I get it. It's almost like where he came from. And you remember when they picked him up, he wasn't even playing every day in AAA for the A's. He was like a utility AAA player for the Oakland A's. And he's come in here now, and sometimes that's just that opportunity, some confidence, like I've said. Then the confidence continues to grow. You're swinging the bat. All of a sudden, you feel like people are looking at you differently, right? And you're like, man, I belong up here. And then it really takes off. And he's got to the point now where he's been one of the better hitters when he gets in these games, especially in clutch situations.
What a chance here for Trevor Story. 2-1 Blue Jays, 2 on, 2 out. In the top of the seventh, the pitch is swung on and missed. That is strike one. I have to admit, thought about Wilyer Abreu in this spot. Left on right. But with Story trying to get himself going, the veteran, you owe it to him to try to break out right here. Devers at second, Pablo at first. Pitch is skied high and foul down the first base side. Guerrero is over. He can't make the play. It's off the netting and out of play. But it's 0-2 to Trevor Story.
Yeah, I don't think you're doing anything like that with Story right now. You're out of this thing.
Give him the chance to do it.
The goal right now is to get Trevor Story as many at-bats as possible. Try to figure out if he can find something. Will it really matter the last few weeks? You never know.
But either way, he's earned the right to hit right here. Of course he has. 0-2. 2 on, 2 out. Story today, 1 for 3 with a single to center field. That's mostly my bromance of Wilyer Abreu. Coming out, the 0-2 is high, a fastball, 1-2.
Well, if he was to ever walk, Get Bobby Dahl back on deck.
And then we got action.
Then you could see your guy.
Every four-bagger the Red Sox hit this season, Red Sox Radio Network donates $40 for Cars for Kids. See if Story's got a four-bagger in him right here. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul out of play. You know, Lou, we don't talk about this a lot. Story is so influential about what the future holds for the Red Sox. They made such an investment in him. If he can rediscover his Colorado form offensively, it would change everything.
It's really about what he brings in the batter's box, because you know what he brings defensively, you know what he brings on the base paths.
1-2 pickoff plays on it. Second, not nearly in time. Devers back to the bag.
And, we keep talking about this right-handed bat between Devers and Casas,
Could
and the
be
reality
Story.
is, it's like when he's in Colorado, if it's Trevor Story, Colorado guy, he's that guy that could sit right in the middle of those two guys.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out. 2-1 Toronto in the top of the 7th. The pitch. High with a fastball. Trevor checked his swing, and it's 2-2. You're exactly right. I mean, he's the monster. That's why Chaim Bloom acquired him. That's why he signed him, to be that exact guy. Balance in the order. 2-2. Green is ready. He throws. Trevor skies one into left field. Back on it to his left goes Varsho. Plenty in front of the warning track. He's there. Makes the play, and the inning is over. Red Sox get a run. They're within 1. Stretch time in Toronto. 2-1 Jays and the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day, your daughter will be able to simulate a soccer match against some of the world's best players right from your backyard. Get gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Internet delivered through Cox's hybrid fiber coax network. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions apply.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast. FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit fwweb.com to find one near you.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/nomagic50.
Gresh and Fourier, weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Bottom 7, Nick Pivetta throws, and Matt Chapman takes a strike on a fastball in the outside corner, and it is 0-1. Chapman, Kiermaier, and Varsho. Herb Chambers batting order for the Blue Jays. Saw get a run on Pablo Reyes, 2-out hit as Chapman swings and misses. And so it 2. You know, 2 months ago, it looked like Matt Chapman was due for a huge payday. 2 months into the season, he was a monster offensively. Platinum Glove winner at third. But he is really, really slumping at the plate. The 0-2 is outside 1-2.
Yeah, he's another free agent. You know, he's not talking about some of the bats, the Red Sox. I think luckily for them, I think offensively there's still some question marks, but there really aren't many. You got Ohtani, obviously Bellinger.
You don't want Ohtani. The 1-2 pitch is fouled straight back.
No, and he's out, so I don't want him. But when you start looking at some of the right-handed bats, like some of the best right-handed bats available is actually Justin Turner
and
Adam Duvall.
he's done. He was great today. 2-1 Red Sox in the 7th on the Shaw's and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
It was your father's leather chair and his father's before that. It's where you can sink back from a busy day and enjoy some well-crafted comfort, which is why you also choose Bank Rhode Island. Because with the straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank committed to craft the comfort of a better banking experience. It's banking well crafted from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life can get hectic. It's easy to lose focus and balance. Wouldn't you love to retreat from the noise? Take a breath. Regain your inner peace. Visit Malvern Retreat House, the nation's largest Catholic retreat house. Our stunning campus is the perfect place to step back, reflect, and recharge. Malvern Retreat House hosts men's and women's retreats, helping individuals live life centered on Christ. Go to malvernretreat.com to discover your journey. Retreat from the noise. Hear God's voice.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? Are you tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
Chris Murphy is on out of the Red Sox bullpen. One down, Pivetta done, and Nick really was fabulous once again here today. Run scored on a solo home run from Dalton Varsho and a sac fly from Kevin Kiermaier, but all in all, yet another wonderful performance from Pivetta. And now Chris Murphy with one down. He'll see Kevin Kiermaier and then Dalton Varsho. The Red Sox trailing 2-1. Kiermaier's just about ready to go in the left-handed batter's box. Lou, I think in a lot of ways, Chris Murphy is the victim of circumstance this season because he came to the big leagues, did a great job, but there have been too many times in the last month where he just had to roll and ride too many innings, and that inflates his numbers in a season that really has been impressive from this left-hander. Here's Kevin Kiermaier. He throws, does Chris, and a fastball right there, strike one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's been pretty good. You know, he's been asked to go out there 3 or 4 innings, and maybe the first 2 innings are sharp, third inning is okay, and the fourth inning he gives it up. But you know what? That's his role, is to get through the game, given this bullpen situation all year long. And then on the flip side, if things are really getting hairy, because he went 4 innings like his last outing, he then gets sent down the next day because they're in desperate need for more arms.
1-1 to Kiermaier's swing and a miss. Fastball, and it's 1-2. One down, bottom 7. 2-1 Blue Jays lead. Murphy throws just outside with a fastball. 2-2.
You know, the thing with Chris Murphy this year is, that, you know, he's one of those depth starters down in AAA. We saw him in camp. And he was just more effectively wild. And you're like, that's not going to play in the big leagues. He's going to have to pitch in his zone a little bit more.
2-2. Swing. Foul.
And kind of started the year off like that in AAA in the rotation. Then they moved him out in the bullpen. And he actually got rid of his curveball. And he became like fastball slider guy and threw more strikes and got back to the big leagues. Started liking the curveball a little bit more. And now he's confidence with it, too.
This pitch almost hits Kiermaier. Fastball in on the belt. It's 3-2.
So every once in a while it creeps up on him, right? He's watched some outings where he's walked 3 or 4 guys. But for the most part, I think he's been really good for them this year.
Bright, sunshiny day in Toronto, Ontario. The 3-2 swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. How about 97? Is the gun right there? Did Chris Murphy just throw a 97-mile-an-hour fastball? He blows Kiermaier away, and they're 2 down.
Well, he's been living in that 96 range, 95. For a few pitches, kind of feeling pretty good here today.
Wow. That's big-time velo. And he just empties the tank in the bullpen. That's part of his story. Is Dalton Varsho takes a strike on the inside corner, curveball, and it's 0-1. An intriguing piece he could be as a line drive foul straight back over the screen. And it's 0-2. Stay tuned for the Nissan post-game show. Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Nick Pivetta was great today as a curveball is fouled back. It remains 0-2. I think he gets underplayed, Lou, as one of the stories of this season. Nick Pivetta has been awesome since he went to the bullpen and changed himself. 0-2 pitch is skied into left field. Coming in on it, Ref Snyder. He makes the play, and Chris Murphy does it again. We go to the 8th inning. More on Pivetta after this. 2-1 Blue Jays in the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this
Why?
a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
Nobody beats FW Web for plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, PVF, and more. With extensive inventory, personalized service, a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, and over 100 locations. Visit FWWeb.com.
Those old stone walls across Rhode Island's countryside always captured your attention. And today, as a landscaper, you continue to craft that same beauty by laying one stone at a time, which is also why you choose Bank Rhode Island. Because with the straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank committed to craft a better banking experience, one customer at a time. It's banking well crafted from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life can get hectic. It's easy to lose focus and balance. It's time to retreat from the noise. Take a breath, regain your inner peace. Visit Malvern Retreat House, the nation's oldest and largest Catholic retreat house. Our stunning 125-acre campus is the perfect place to step back, reflect, and recharge. Malvern Retreat House hosts men and women's retreats, helping individuals live life centered on Christ. Go to malvernretreat.com to discover your journey. Retreat from the noise. Hear God's voice.
Jones and Mego, weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Wilyer Abreu is on to pinch hit as we go to the top of the 8th inning. He will get in there for Bobby Dahlbeck. It'll be Abreu, McGuire, and Rafaela scheduled. Wilyer takes low from Chad Green, and that's ball 1. 2-1 Toronto into the top of the 8th inning. Herb Chambers batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers, Lexus of Sharon and Lexus of Hingham. The 1-0 is low and in. As our fans know, our listeners know, I think Wilyer Abreu is going to be a real factor for the Red Sox in years to come, an absolute star in the making. The 2-0 is swung on a miss, and I was about to say before he did that, that's the reason I love it. He's got this mature approach, and yet he absolutely unloads when he's in advantage spots. He swings and misses at a 2-0 fastball. Here's the 2-1. It is swung on a miss again. It's 2-2.
Yeah, he lets it fly. You know, he has such good balance. Strong, slower half stance. Kind of turns that front foot, keeps that front hip in. And then just sort of little controlled leg kick, sees the ball well. As you pointed out, like when he decides to swing it, boy, he lets it fly. Those 2 swings right there, he came out of his shoes.
2-2. The pitch. Swing and a foul. And in this kind of a situation, 2 strikes, he changes his approach a little bit. Battles. Robertson and Whitlock both throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. I assume, Lou, that means if the Red Sox tie this game or go ahead, it'll be Garrett. And if not, maybe Robertson. 2-2. The pitch is swung on and missed. He chased one up and in there, and he is gone, and there's one away.
Yeah, fastball out of zone from Green. And that's exactly how it is. I mean, you got some guys out there, you know, Witt. He's a guy you want to use for a couple. Well, it's fine as long as you're winning a ball game. And right now, with Jansen out, the trickle-down effect, it affects a lot of guys. You only got certain guys you want to use when you have a lead. You don't want to chase.
Here's Reese McGuire takes the ball inside. As a pinch hitter for Abreu there, it's totally different, isn't it? Where it's hard to settle into a game. You're trying to maybe go out of your comfort zone a little bit for your first action in the game. 1-0 to McGuire is fouled straight back.
Pinch hitters too, and that's good for him too. Young in his career, kind of getting some experience at that. But you do want to be aggressive. You do want to come out and swing. Any great pinch hitter will tell you to come out, look for that first pitch, and let it fly.
1-1. The pitch is on the ground, foul outside of first.
He seems to be the type of guy to me when he's within a game, he will take his shots right ahead of the count, swing out of his shoes. But then there's also times where he kind of shortens it up a little bit. He'll take a great changeup the other way, like we've seen a few times. But pinch hitting, now it's like, okay, what's my approach as a pinch hitter?
Time is called by McGuire very late. Green had started on the way home.
And I think that's something he's going to have to figure out. Like coming in off the bench, is it just an 0-2 approach, like a two-strike approach from the beginning, trying to make contact with the ball hard?
One down, top 8. Nick Majorano's finished his popcorn in the booth here. 2-1 Toronto. McGuire waits. Green settles. He throws. And a fastball high, 2-2. I always get a little wistful our last day in Toronto because I love coming here. Great ballpark, great city. People are kind and friendly. And Nick is the absolute best. Here's the 2-2. McGuire very late on the fastball. He swings and misses. He is gone. Green is fan 2. And now to Cedar Rafaela. Like Lou, it's a little inside baseball stuff, but for us, you want the production, the engineering to be great, the mix, and the crowd mics, the effects, our nonsense. You want all that stuff to be good as Nick fires up the effects. Mike Cedar Rafaela, right-handed hitter, takes a strike on the inside corner. But there's other things that people like Nick do, which is tell us who's warming in the bullpen, what's the attendance, what's going on. Eric Swanson, he just holds a note, is going up for the Blue Jays, and he just is the absolute gold standard. The 0-1 is an line drive to first, caught by Guerrero, and that ends the inning. Rafaela frustrated with that one.
Yes, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
My first time with him. He's fantastic.
Nick or Rafaela, which one?
Nick's better than Rafaela.
We'll miss him.
Rafaela know about
I'm going to
sound?
get Nick to take days off next Monday to Wednesday in the following season. Red Sox down in the 8th, 2-1 Toronto on the Shaws and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day, your daughter will be able to simulate a soccer match against some of the world's best players right from your backyard. Get gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Internet delivered through Cox's hybrid fiber coax network. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions apply.
Life can get hectic. It's easy to lose focus and balance. Wouldn't you love to retreat from the noise? Take a breath. Regain your inner peace. Visit Malvern Retreat House, the nation's largest Catholic retreat house. Our stunning campus is the perfect place to step back, reflect, and recharge. Malvern Retreat House hosts men's and women's retreats, helping individuals live life centered on Christ. Go to malvernretreat.com to discover your journey. Retreat from the noise. Hear God's voice.
My 13-year-old acts like a puppy again. Almost overnight, she's a different dog.
Perfect poops.
When people switch their dog's food to the farmer's dog, the effects can seem like magic. But there's no magic involved. It's simply real meat and vegetables with all the nutrients dogs need, instead of highly processed pellets. No tricks, just smarter, healthier pet food delivered in packs portioned for your dog. It's amazing what real food can do. Get 50% off your first order at thefarmersdog.com/nomagicfifty.
The Rich Keefe Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
On we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox have made a host of defensive changes. Cedar Rafaela moves from center field to second base. Wilyer Abreu is in center field. Pablo Reyes is the first baseman for the Red Sox, which is another arrow in his quiver. Pitcher is Nick Robertson. He throws a fastball to Spencer Horwitz, the pinch hitter, for the catcher Heineman. And that is a fastball outside, ball one. This feels like Dunedin. The 1-0 is a strike on the outside corner.
Well, they had talked about Reyes. Kind of remember when Turner hurt his heel, he wasn't going to play in the field all that much for that week or two, whatever it was. He said, Reyes is our guy. Extra backup first baseman.
1-1 is a check swing. He definitely went around. Strike two, 1-2. You know, it's funny, Lou. Rafaela now, you wonder why he can't play more second base. He's so athletic. He's looking into the dugout before every pitch to be told where to stand. 1-2 to Spencer Horwitz. They're just, when you've not done it, you're kind of on an island. 2-1 Blue Jays in the bottom of the 8th inning. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan postgame show. 1-2 is high with a fastball at Nissan. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And also, you know, he's playing center field. He's got the card where I need to be, but also now in the infield, these cards and positioning, where exactly do you want me?
2-2 is low with a breaking ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. What position did you play where you were the least comfortable and needed the most help?
Well, it's not about help, but I would say third base was always the most uncomfortable. I like playing up the middle. You could actually see the angles. Everything was different.
3-2, swing and a miss. He got him, did Robertson. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and there's one away. Let's take 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaw's and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
2-1 Toronto, bottom 8. George Springer to bat with the bases empty and 1 down. Nick Robertson sets just above his belt. He throws. Line drive up the middle into center field. First pitch swinging again for Springer, and he's got a base hit. So he's aboard. That'll bring up Bo Bichette. For every double the Red Sox hit, we'll donate $50 to the American Diabetes Association, brought to you in part by the Mass Health Connector. Place to go if you need health insurance. That'll bring up Bichette. Was there ever a time, Lou, like the bench was empty, emergency, that you had to play the outfield?
That was more of a Cleveland.
Here is Bichette, takes a breaking ball outside, ball 1.
You know, Wedgie was one of my best friends, well, a good friend, I should say, you know, as my manager, but I probably lied to him more than anybody I've ever played for. Really, I really did. I felt bad afterwards, but it got me in the field. Can you play first? Sure. How about left? You got it, Skip.
1-0 pitch is a strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, and that's just, I do remember playing left field. I remember throwing a guy out at second base, ball hitting the wall. No experience. Everybody challenges you, and I threw it right in the money the second, threw the guy out. Started, you know, blowing on my fingers like I had the gun.
Did you really do that in the
yeah,
game?
Yeah, we were just joking around.
1-1 pitch is fouled off.
But, I mean, hey, listen, it's, in your life, a guy like Pablo Reyes, I'm sure he'd much rather be doing this, playing first base, than getting up at 4:30, getting on a flight to Colorado Springs that connects in Colorado Springs on the way to New Orleans or Oklahoma City, and not wondering if he's playing that day down in AAA.
That's exactly right. 1-2 to Bo Bichette with 1 down, 2-1 Jays in the 8th. The pitch is skied into center field, but plenty of room for Abreu in front of the warning track. Now into the shadows. He's there to make the play, 2 down. And I just wonder, Lou, at this time of the season, for a guy like Pablo Reyes, he never wants this season to end.
No.
And he's hoping that this carries over and that the Red Sox and other teams really take notice and that he breaks camp with the big league team next season.
You know, it's a good point, because there were many seasons where kind of like, you know, myself or guys like that kind of end the year and they feel good about themselves. They feel good about the year they had.
Here's Vladdy Jr. with 2 down. Nick Robertson's been really good lately. He misses way outside with a slider, ball 1.
But you have no idea what the offseason's going to bring, right? I mean, you have no clue. Maybe you bring in so many right-handed bats that they're looking for a left-handed infielder off the bench. And you may not just fit again. And then you're hoping that another organization saw what you were doing in this organization, right? So it's a great point in that Reyes is looking at the year he's had in the big leagues, just thinking, this is fantastic. I don't want it to end.
1-0 to Vladdy. The pitch is lined into center field. It hangs up. Abreu is there. He makes the play. Inning over. Red Sox with 3 outs to play with. They trail 2-1. Top 9. For the Red Sox, it will be Refsnyder, Turner, and Devers scheduled on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this
Why?
a lot. Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
It was your father's leather chair and his father's before that. It's where you can sink back from a busy day and enjoy some well-crafted comfort, which is why you also choose Bank Rhode Island. Because with the straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank committed to craft the comfort of a better banking experience. It's banking well-crafted from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? Might get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and contact the team at CrackX. CrackX can repair floor cracks, settling issues, and seal the rodents and insects out. CrackX can also fix leaks around pipe penetrations, tie holes, bulkhead joints, and other weaknesses in your concrete wall. Send pictures of problem areas to crackx.com for a free estimate. That's crack.x.com.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and Eric Swanson is on for the Blue Jays to close. Romano had pitched 2 days in a row. 2-1 Toronto. Get ready for a barrage of reads. Sponsorship as we go. Top of the 9th as the Red Sox trailing 2-1. Masataka Yoshida is going to pinch hit for Rob Refsnyder. We owe you the Diesel Direct question of the day. Talking about your favorite baseball jargon, slang. People have weighed in. It's very close, but chin music wins at 33%. Diesel Direct reminds you, stop wasting time at the pump. Get it on site with Diesel Direct. Here is Yoshida. He takes a strike with a fastball in the outside corner. 0-1.
Chin music, huh?
I chose other. I choose a lot of Merloniisms as my favorite. The 0-1 is a strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-2.
Swanson in this game because Romano went 2 yesterday. An extra inning game, and 1 the day before. He's down, so Eric Swanson got the guy from Seattle.
Here's a swing and a foul at the feet of the catcher, Kirk. And Massa just stays alive.
For Teoscar Hernandez, who will be a free agent at the end of the year.
He's about the best right-handed hitter on the market, which is wild. 0-2 to Massa, the pitch. Upstairs, a fastball. And it's 1-2. Big news from Shaw's and Star Market today through Thursday. Get value pack, beef eye or round, bottom round, chuck tender, bone-in chuck. $2.97 a pound. We use the digital coupon. Limit 2. 1-2 to Yoshida. Swing and a miss. Fastball up at his neck. Not even close, and there's one away. So he's gone, and now here's Justin Turner.
I've seen a lot more swing and miss from Yoshida. Earlier in the year, he's probably still up in the top 5% of baseball and strikeout percentage. I'd say in the last month, saw a little bit more of that. It's a long year for him. A big adjustment for him this offseason, kind of get ready back here physically, mentally to go through 162.
Here's Turner, who takes the fastball for a strike on the outside corner.
You'd agree, right? Like it's got to get used to it. At some point, you got to realize you do travel.
This is the major leagues.
Yeah.
Over here, 1 down, base is empty. Turner today is 0 for 4. The pitch is fouled back at Turner in yesterday's game. 1 for 6, and actually. Red Sox stats, the great account, but on a great note that it was his worst contact rate of the entire season for 6 at-bats. 0-2 was fouled back, and you listen, you understand it. He's been a warrior. He's played so much, and he's also playing on one leg.
It's something that people forget about, right? When he hit that first base side, that heel, that was something he would have missed time, but they were right in the middle of this thing and didn't want to. Took a couple days off. He's been playing through it.
0-2 misses outside.
And I guess the rest is up to him here. I mean, if it's bothering him, if he wants to take the next week off, I'm sure they would let him, but he wants to come out here and still play.
Also probably like 100 RBIs. 1-2. Devers on deck. Pitch. Outside. Good take. And it's 2-2. The attendance today, 41,876. Brought to you by Citgo. Whether you're off to the ballpark, dog park, or amusement park, Citgo, top tier. Tri-Clean Gasoline gets you where you're going. 2-2 to Turner. The pitch is outside. How many times has he gone from 0-2 to 3-2? Full count with one away.
Well, with the guy on deck, Devers, this is be a big pitch here for Justin Turner. If we can just get on, but hopefully he can jog around with Devers after that.
Full count, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased one down and in. A splitter from Swanson. Turner has not done a lot of that this season, but he is out number 2, and the Red Sox last hope is Rafi Devers.
Boy, this split-fingered fastball not only just went down, but just dove down and in. Way off the plate in. A lot of movement on that pitch there from Swanson.
So now here is Devers. Blue Jays 2, Red Sox 1, 2 down in the 9th. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Another great splitter at the bottom of the zone. And it's 0-1 again. After the game, the Nissan postgame show. Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Devers steps out. Swanson steps off. Tell you what, the last couple outings, Nick Robertson's been really good.
He has. Really good. Fastball's playing. See the reaction of the hitter.
0-1 is outside. Fastball, and it's 1-1. Alex Verdugo is out on deck for the Red Sox. 1-1. Devers waits. The pitch is foul on the third base side. And now the Red Sox down to their last strike.
The Blue Jays were hot before the Rangers rolled in here. They'd won, 9 of 12, and then they got swept in a 4-game series trying to sweep this one.
1-2. Low. And a splitter, and it's 2-2 to Rafi.
And then, of course, they'll be pulling for the Red Sox the next 3 days as they head down to Texas, get ready to play those Rangers.
2-2 to Devers. 2-1 Toronto in the 9th. The pitch. Swinging a high fly down the left field line. It is deep. It is back. It is gone. Rafi ties the game with an opposite field home run just inside the pole, and it is 2-2 in the 9th.
This place doesn't know what hit him. I mean, they were up, 2 outs, 1-run game, and he takes a fastball. I don't know why he didn't go to this split for Swanson. It's been so good for him, but he gets a fastball. He hits it down that left field line. It stays fair. And Rafi Devers, with that opposite field approach that we have fallen in love with, we've been loving it lately, ties this game up with 2 outs in the 9th.
So here now Verdugo pinch hitting for Duvall. New ball game. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. 33 homers, 98 driven in for Rafi. He is spectacular. And boy, is he locked in. 0-1 to Alex. The pitch. Drive into the left center field gap. Over to his left is Varsho. He's there to make the play. Inning over. However, do we have another extra innings affair in us? We will see. Rafi keeps the game going. Tied at 2. Bottom of the 9th is coming up after this on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day, your daughter will be able to simulate a soccer match against some of the world's best players right from your backyard. Get gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Internet delivered through Cox's hybrid fiber coax network. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions apply.
Suicide is something that affects all of us, and we can all play a part in saving lives. Make a difference in your community by walking out of the darkness with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention on Saturday, September 23rd at Roger Williams Park in Providence. Help spread awareness and understanding. Send a message that help is available and raise funds for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Register for the Northern Rhode Island Walk on September 23rd at afsp.org/NorthernRI.
Life can get hectic. It's easy to lose focus and balance. It's time to retreat from the noise. Take a breath, regain your inner peace. Visit Malvern Retreat House, the nation's oldest and largest Catholic retreat house. Our stunning 125-acre campus is the perfect place to step back, reflect, and recharge. Malvern Retreat House hosts men and women's retreats, helping individuals live life centered on Christ. Go to malvernretreat.com to discover your journey. Retreat from the noise. Hear God's voice.
It was your father's leather chair, and his father's before that. It's where you can sink back from a busy day and enjoy some well-crafted comfort, which is why you also choose Bank Rhode Island. Because with the straightforward delivery of services and our commitment to serve with integrity and trust, you have a bank committed to craft the comfort of a better banking experience. It's banking well-crafted from Bank RI. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Garrett Whitlock is on the mound for the Red Sox in the bottom of the ninth. How this game changed on one Raffy Devers swing. The cleanup hitter, Davis Schneider to lead it off. Schneider, Biggio, and Matt Chapman in the Herb Chambers batting order. Garrett Whitlock, understandably, has a new routine before he pitches. He threw his last warm-up toss and then went into a crouch and looked to the heavens, I'm sure, thinking about his baby brother. Here's the pitch to Davis Schneider. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
It's an awful tragedy. I feel so bad for him the other day when he came in through a couple innings. When he first came back, it was fantastic to see him be able to go out there and execute.
Schneider takes a strike on the outside corner with a slider. It's 0-2. You know, Lou, we know Garrett so well. He's got a huge heart. He's a leader of this team. He brings so much friendship and humanity to his teammates. The 0-2. He is skied foul down the right field side. That'll make the seats out of play. And life is so unfair so often. And in some ways, he's the best equipped guy on the team to go through something like that, but it is unspeakably awful to watch him have to go through it.
Yeah, it is. Sure is.
0-2 to Davis Schneider. Tied in the ninth, the pitch. Fastball just outside. Very close pitch. A sinker. And it's 1-2.
Well, I think when you travel with some of these guys, first off, you can see why he and Tanner Houck are such good friends. They're just good human beings. You know, when you talk to these guys, sincere, good men.
1-2. That is strike three called on the outside corner, and there's one away.
And there's that sinker. Little two-seamer from Whitlock. Throws it back door. I think he got a little break on this one. This might have been not only a tad up and away, both. Schneider not happy about that call. If you Whitlock, you take it all day, but 96 still put in a good spot.
Here comes Kevin Biggio, one down in the ninth. The pitch is swung on a miss. That's the devastating changeup. Richards is up in the Blue Jays bullpen. We watch him every day. We talk to him most days. It's little subtle things that you notice about Whitlock. The 0-1 is fouled off. He just is a little different, which you, of course, expect and understand. Like, he strikes out Schneider there, and rather than walking around the mound like he normally does, happy about things, he kind of exhales and looks down. The 0-2 is a little bit low with a changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine going through what he's gone through, but be able to come out here and throw the ball. And I tell you, 96, the changeup's 83, huge separation. Tough to pick up. 1
down, bottom 9, tied at 2. The pitch is low with a changeup. I think, Lou, that it seems pretty clear that his future, his value, his role is right here.
I believe so.
2-2. Whitlock at the belt. He throws, and a swing and a high fly, foul down the left field side. Nobody will get it. except some fans into the seats, and it's 2-2.
And you feel like after 6 months, it was one of those, let's see at the end of the season. Kept talking about it in April and May. It's like, I think you'll know by the end of the year. And I have sort of flipped on Tanner Houck, and I think that he is a guy that can go out and give you 5 and start figuring out how to do the 6th. And I think Crawford can do it if you need it. I think Crawford's better out in the bullpen with this man as well, and you could really load that up. Winkowski, Schreiber, Martin, Jansen.
2-2 is outside.
I mean, there's a lot of arms. That's 6 that I just named. So
Tanner's body type, too.
Yeah.
Looks the part, stays healthy most of the time. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down in the bottom of the ninth. We're tied at 2. Whitlock throws. And a line drive to third into left field. That's a base hit. Yoshida to his left. He is there to cut it off, and that keeps Biggio to a 1-out single. Now, you had to challenge him 3-2, and Biggio's a different hitter right now. He's the winning run. He's aboard with 1 down in the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah. I've never really seen this Gavin Biggio. When we played the Blue Jays, it's the bottom third of the order, and other guys are swinging it. He's just not swinging it, but he's kind of swinging it real well here this weekend, has been lately.
Here's the pitch to Matt Chapman. That's a strike on the outside corner. The 94-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-1. Willock's got his stuff back, that is for sure. 1 down, bottom 9, tied 2. Biggio's got a big lead at first. The pitch is inside. Plays 5 of 7 on steal chances is Biggio. Pablo Reyes is holding him at first base.
How big does Pablo's glove look? You think that's his?
I do not. I think it's Dahlbeck's glove.
Half his leg.
1-1 the pitch is line down the right field line, but foul. Oh my. Very close to probably winning the game for the Blue Jays, but out of play.
We're sort of sitting here with the Devers 2 out, top of the 9th homer to tie it, and thinking that's just a cool moment. And you sort of forget what's at stake for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Everything.
They got a half-game lead in a wild card right now. They walked off the Red Sox last night, and this crowd right now is...
1-2, did he go? No. Wow, a check swing. I think that was very, very close. And no swing. 2-2.
I don't know how you don't call that a swing.
Isn't that a swing?
I mean, that's just a bad call. But yeah, these fans, though, hoping for another repeat walk-off.
Mark Carlson says no. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high drive into center field. Back on to Abreu at the warning track. At the wall. Willier leap. He cannot get it. And the Blue Jays are going to win the game. A Karams off the wall. It's going to win it for Toronto. Foot first slide for Biggio. And the Toronto Blue Jays beat the Red Sox 3-2. Almost strike 3 against Chapman. He bangs one off the wall, and Toronto has swept the 3-game series with the Red Sox.
That was a good bid by Abreu. Really, the only play he had was to try to make that great play. Remember, he came in that game. Rafaela moved to second base. He slammed into that wall pretty hard in this attempt. He got up really, really slow, and he's kind of shaking that left hand a little bit. Hopefully, he is okay. But Chapman, boy, he put a charge into this. We say the ball doesn't travel really with the roof open. That roof's closed. This thing's way out. I mean, he hit this ball really hard to center field. A great bid by Abreu.
What an enormous win and what an enormous weekend for the Toronto Blue Jays. So, they needed 13 innings yesterday. They win it in the bottom of the 9th to erase the heroics from Devers in the top half here. John Yoakum is talking it over with Willier Abreu. He's sort of shaking out his hand. To lose point, you really hope he's okay. Toronto wins it 3-2, and they sweep this 3-game series from the Sox. Totals and the Nissan postgame show next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day your daughter will be able to simulate a soccer match against some of the world's best players right from your backyard. Get gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Internet delivered through Cox's hybrid fiber coax network. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions apply.
Cringe every time you hear heavy rains in the weather forecast? Might get tired of running downstairs to clean up puddles of water? Stop bailing out your basement and